Santa Claus, here comes Santa Claus, right down Santa Claus Lane. Vixen and Blitzen and all his reindeer pulling on the reins. Bells are ringing, children singing, all is merry and bright. So hang your stockings and say your prayers, 'cause Santa Claus comes tonight. Here comes Santa Claus, right down Santa Claus Lane. He's got a bag that's filled with toys for boys and girls again. Hear those sleigh bells jingle, jangle, oh, what a beautiful sight. So jump in bed and cover your head, 'cause Santa Claus comes tonight. Here comes Santa Claus, right down Santa Claus Lane. Vixen and Blitzen and all his reindeer pulling on the reins. Bells are ringing, children singing, all is merry and bright. So hang your stockings and say your prayers, 'cause Santa Claus comes tonight. Here comes Santa Claus, right down Santa Claus Lane. He's got a bag that's filled with toys for boys and girls again. Hear those sleigh bells jingle, jangle, oh, what a beautiful sight. So jump in bed and cover your head, 'cause Santa Claus comes tonight.
You should Welcome to the virtual Stab Comedy Theater. It's time for Middle Class Film Class. Please welcome to your screen, Middle Class Film Class.
Hello and welcome to the 2021 Middle Class Film Class Christmas Special. I'm your host, Joseph.
I'm Tyler.
And I'm Peter. And on this episode, we're going to be going over our top fives, our worst fives of the year, movies that we reviewed, and things we learned, things we regret, and everything in between.
That's right.
Yes.
It's going to be gay.
Very. We're going to have a gay old time.
Yes. Is our Yuletide going to be gay or just everything?
Everything.
Oh, okay.
Everything.
Is it Yuletide or Yuletime?
I think it's Yuletide.
It's Yuletide.
I don't even. What the hell's a Yuletide?
What the hell is a Yule?
Is that a Yule?
That's a log.
Oh,
Yeah, it's
it's a Yule log. Is a Yule just mean like festive? Or
Maybe it's a specific brand of log.
I think it's like old timey.
Well, Yule. I know Yule is an actual, like ceremony, or not a ceremony, but like Christmas is its own holiday. Yule's its own holiday.
What?
Yeah.
My cousin Yoan.
Yulish?
My cousin Yoan, named after Eowyn of Lord of the Rings.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. I'm not Jewish. I'm Yulish. But yeah, she celebrates Yule instead of Christmas.
What?
And I don't know the specifics of it, but
Sounds like a pagan holiday.
it is a pagan holiday.
Oh, is that right?
yeah.
Okay.
It is.
Oh.
So,
But yeah. Yeah, we'll get into our top fives and our worst fives and our stream picks. But first,
Find some turkey, you lad. Now's the time for dab and chatter.
anything have anything to say besides top fives or worst fives?
yeah,
I got a couple things to say.
we're foregoing news pretty much, but
Yeah.
Tyler, do you have anything?
I have to say, I don't like Christmas movies that much.
Oh,
like
yeah?
they're just not that great. I feel like all of the other holidays have the best movies, but Christmas is only for like nostalgic reasons, like because it's like it's the time of season, so everyone and their mother can get away with making some crap holiday movie.
Okay.
and there's someone who's going to eat it up because they have some sort of like memory associated with whatever plot is being
This
thrown
is
at you.
Hallmark's time of year.
Yeah.
It's Hallmark
Yes.
season, baby.
This is when they shine.
Which is interesting because Hallmark is started out as a card company, I think.
Yeah,
They invented Valentine's Day.
And then now they have a TV channel and like a whole studio. Like, I mean, good for them, but still, like, come on, like,
Yeah.
this seems like a money laundering scheme at this point.
It's
They
very.
have their own streaming service now, too.
It's like.
Are you kidding me?
No,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh.
I'm sure they do. It's like porn for yentas, you know.
I don't even know what that means, but
Yep, I think you can infer.
okay. Oh, okay, I get it.
Oh, yenta.
Ah. Yeah.
I do. What's your favorite non-Christmas holiday movie?
Non-Christmas holiday
Yeah,
movie?
because you said all the other holidays have the great movies, but Christmas just gets by them with nostalgia.
Well, it's interesting that you mentioned that because I was thinking about this last week at work, and I was thinking like, oh, like what would be like a good holiday movie that isn't technically a holiday movie to put on? Hereditary.
No.
And I know everyone's thinking like, oh yeah, he's doing a bit, like he's picking like the most horrific film for the holiday season. But hear me out. Like it's about family. It's about being close with
Okay.
your family, and
Close.
The Hills Have Eyes
really,
is about family.
really close with your family.
well, The
That's-
Hells Have Eyes is more of like a summer flick, but I think Hereditary is like a good winter movie.
I'm talking
No,
about. like,
Hereditary is a January movie.
Yeah.
With no holidays associated.
I'm thinking specifically like holidays, like referencing a specific holiday, because I can't really think of a whole lot besides maybe planes, trains, and automobiles. That's Thanksgiving. I mean, Christmas is the one. I mean, what else?
Also,
Halloween, but that's more just
Addams Family
spooky.
Values.
Oh yeah, that's a Thanksgiving movie. Good call.
Nightmare Before Christmas is a good Halloween movie.
Good Christmas movie.
I wouldn't say Christmas movie.
It's in the title. It's in the title.
I know it's in the title, but
It's about Jack Skellington, who comes from Halloween world.
Yeah.
Learning about Christmas and like loving Christmas
yeah, I don't know.
and misunderstanding it at first.
You listen to the lyrics of the main song. It's "This is a Christmas movie. This is a Christmas movie. Christmas movie." That's the lyrics, right?
But
I mean, I don't know. I didn't have an answer locked and loaded.
I mean, in Disneyland, they put up the Nightmare Before Christmas theme up in Halloween because it applies, and they just leave it up
All the way to Christmas.
up until like
is that right?
the first week of January
Oh,
because like it applies to both holidays. Did you know that Danny Elfman only sings
Jack?
Only sings Jack. He doesn't do the talking.
Yeah. I listened to. I watched a documentary about Nightmare Before Christmas.
How he was a bad actor.
Yeah. Oh, you know what it was? It was the movies that made us, or something like that.
oh yeah,
It was that show.
yeah, that on Disney Plus, I believe,
can't
right?
remember.
It's on Netflix.
No, on Netflix.
Oh,
yeah.
on Netflix.
I'm pretty sure that's the series. But yeah, there was a great one about that. But anything else you wanted to say?
No.
I just had one quick thing, which I thought was very interesting. Last episode, Tyler also had some bullshit take about The Lighthouse being a Christmas movie.
That wasn't my take. That was someone else's
You
take.
just brought it to us as news.
Yeah.
So,
and I disagree.
You brought an opinion piece,
I did.
not news.
And I didn't articulate it as well as I could have.
so, anyways, I'm just not here to shit on you, but but here goes. No, it was. You said offhandedly. You said, what was it? Oh, the perfect time is October 26th to watch The Lighthouse,
That's right.
because that's
Something
right.
like the 22nd. Or,
It was the 26th. I remember because I
Yeah.
said, "Why 5 days before Christmas?"
Before
Halloween.
Christmas.
For Halloween, yeah. My bad. I cannot stop thinking about Christmas. It's on my head and it's in the background. Anyways, you said, well, that's the time when it gets cold in Sacramento. And my response was, well, what about people in Tulsa? Right? I got this text message.
No
it was
way.
Monday, the unreleased day at 7:30 p.m. as I'm closing down at work.
Mhm.
And I get this text out of nowhere from an unknown number from Oklahoma. And it says, "You guys just mentioned listeners in Tulsa. I'm driving through Tulsa, LOL." And I was like, who is this?
Oh, who was it?
Turns out it was my friend Phil that lived in Sacramento and just
Oh,
moved.
he listens to the show.
He moved out to the Midwest, and I don't think he's in Oklahoma. I think he's like Missouri, Kansas City, or something like that.
Oh, okay.
But he's like, you do a lot of driving when you live out in these parts. And I was like, wow, what a wild coincidence. So one of my friends that moved into the Midwest, and we talk about Tulsa on one episode out of 150 episodes or how many we have.
Yeah.
And he happens to be listening to it whilst driving through Tulsa.
Did he watch The Lighthouse in Tulsa?
No, but he said the reason why he put
Son
on
of
the
a bitch.
episode was because
Son of a.
he said that it was because of When Harry Met Sally. He's like, I'm not much for scary movies, but I saw When Harry Met Sally in the title. I thought, sign me up. And then he said, you guys, one of these days you'll get to talk about Harry Met Sally, because he was 15 minutes in the episode. We haven't mentioned one movie that we watched.
Oh, okay.
Anyways, so that's all I had to say.
Oh, okay. So I have just a couple things to say. This is so I watched Far From Home, the second Spider-Man movie this week. It's not streaming anywhere. It's only you can rent it on Prime, and it's not streaming on Disney Plus.
What do you mean the second Spider-Man movie?
The second of this
The Tom
three
Holland one.
of this MCU universe.
Oh,
The second Spider-Man.
I thought isn't there three of them?
Yes, I watched the second one this week.
Oh, Far From Home.
Yes, so
Oh,
I
okay.
watched Far From Home, and obviously Homecoming came out years ago.
And then there's No Way Home.
Yes,
that
so-
was the root.
I'm sorry, I just didn't know the titles.
They all have home in the title. That's the Tom Holland trilogy.
Spider-Man,
so far.
Home Sweet Home Alone for the holidays.
Yes, Spider-Man can't get home.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I watched Far From Home. That's not streaming. Otherwise, I talk about it in my streaming picks. In preparation for No Way Home, because I watched that last night.
Mhm.
And Far From Home is pretty good. Homecoming, I think, is a little bit better. Like the reveal and twist is a lot better. Also, Michael Keaton's in it.
I was gonna say, I think that's the one that I did see was with
Vulture.
Michael Keaton with Vulture.
Yeah. So Far From
I
Home
like that.
is Spider-Man International. So basically, he goes on like a school science field trip with J.B. Smoove and a guy from Silicon Valley,
Okay.
who are the teachers.
Martin Starr.
Yeah, I don't know.
Tall guy, goofy teeth, scruffy beard.
I have no idea.
Okay. All right. Continue.
So that's why it's Far From Home, because he's far from home, literally. It's
Oh.
far from Queens. And Jake Gyllenhaal's in it and playing Mysterio.
Ugh.
And
yeah.
it's a pretty good movie. The dialogue and the writing was not super great, kind of Marvel cringe
Yeah,
a little bit. Again,
as
they
expected.
kind of hammer in jokes a little too hard. But overall, I did really enjoy it. There's a really great sequence because the character of Mysterio is like this. Well, I don't know if you guys care about spoilers or not.
If you haven't seen it by now, you probably don't care that much.
I mean,
So-
I already read spoilers for the new Spider-Man.
You
so I don't really-
fucking asshole.
How am I
you
an asshole?
fucking asshole.
How am I an asshole?
Because you
for that?
should not, absolutely not read spoilers.
I don't
for
give
this
a good goddamn about Tom
Yeah.
Holland's Spider-Man. I only
Well,
care
you
about
should.
Sam Raimi's
No,
Spider-Man.
no. You should
That's-
care about this. So Far From Home is a good movie. You should watch it.
Okay.
And definitely if you anticipate or if you plan on watching the new one.
Okay. I'm not, and I please don't spoil I know you won't spoil the new one, but everyone with the sound of my voice,
Yes.
don't do it because I
Please-
actually
please,
do want to watch the new one.
Please leave any Film Bro Facebook pages
Oh,
as soon as possible.
Film
oh
Bro.
I've been quickly scrolling through it when I say implying we can discuss Kino. I'm like, done. Scroll through that.
Yeah, scroll through it. Scroll through it.
Those bros.
Yeah. So social media is terrible when it comes to like movies like this and spoilers. So Far From Home, watch it. It's good. Like overall, it's pretty good.
Okay.
And No Way Home.
Does
Last night.
Gyllenhaal play a good villain
Yeah. I feel like
inside that?
I feel like
fish
anybody
bowl?
probably could have done it, but you know he did a good job.
Okay.
So No Way Home, I watched that last night, packed theater, and it was terrible theater. Like the people who went
Oh,
there.
I thought you were going to
Oh,
say it's
no.
a terrible, terrible movie.
No.
Just a
So-
bad audience.
Bad audience.
Okay.
I mean, I understand the hype. You
Were
know,
they dressed up as Spider-Man?
No.
Spider-Mans?
and it was, like the movie was an incredible experience.
Really?
Like
Hmm.
I had so much fun,
That's cool.
and you should absolutely watch this in theaters. And like I want to talk about it so bad.
We can do it. We can do a bonus spoiler if you want. After so if this ringing endorsement, I might have to go see it.
It's blew me away.
Wow.
Well, let me ask you this,
It's
Joseph.
let me finish.
Okay.
It subverted my expectations, and then it fucking just, I don't know. It was just incredible. Like the best of this Spider-Man trilogy.
Was there any like difference in the directing? Like, was it a no-one director or anything like that?
John Watts. I'm not sure what else he's done. I think he's probably done other Marvel movies, maybe.
Okay.
John Watts with 2 T's.
While you continue to talk, I'll look him up.
do you,
yeah,
do
it-
you have to watch the previous Spider-Man's movies?
Yes, I said that. I said you should watch Far From Home.
Yeah,
leading
but
up-
I mean, like
You must.
if you
Oh,
watch
you mean like
the,
do you mean like the other sequel, like the Sam Raimi?
No,
and
no,
the-
no,
and
no.
the
I'm just
Amazing
saying.
Spider-Man?
I'm just saying, like, if you go into this movie without having watched the
No,
previous sequels, will you know what's going on? Or
You should probably watch them.
okay,
Looks like he directed the first 2
Oh, okay.
of this series, but also a fucking banger of a movie which I loved, Cop Car.
Oh yeah,
and,
Car.
and Clown.
I've
Clown.
Never, I've
Oh,
never
Clown.
heard of those movies.
Clown was
before.
disturbing in a
well,
lot of ways.
I streamed Cop Car
Yeah.
a while ago.
Yeah, I can't remember if
stream
I
pick.
watched it before or after you had it as a streaming pick, but I loved it.
Cop Car is a great movie.
It's so good.
Cop Car.
It's two kids that find a cop car and they're like 9 and they just take it out for a joyride.
Oh,
Kevin Bacon plays a crooked cop and
Okay.
they have his guns and stuff too. They're like pointing at each other like boom boom, I'm gonna
Yeah.
shoot you, and it's an actual gun and you're like ugh!
That does sound familiar, actually.
Wow, what a rise to power.
John Watts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
But yeah, No Way Home, 100% go see it. If you've seen, I'm not gonna say anything.
Okay.
Just, yeah, it's just maybe don't go to a packed theater.
Okay.
Because like what like how these other people were reacting, like I felt it internally, but I was just not fucking shouting my head off.
Interesting.
So people had like a manager had to come and kick some people out.
Really?
Yeah. because they're being
Damn.
so fucking obnoxious.
I saw a manager hiding in the hallways when we watched The Hunt with Tyler. He was like eyeballing him. One more word, I swear. He shouts MAGA one more time. He's
Yeah.
out. Wow, what an endorsement.
Yeah.
Okay.
Really, really good.
So like B+?
No, this is like top 5.
Wow.
But
Okay.
I won't put
Wow.
it, I won't put it in my top 5.
No.
And you won't put it in
Top 5 of this year.
of this year. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say. I'm just like.
Fantastic. Okay, cool. Well, thank you for that ringing endorsement. That's
Yes.
exciting.
Anything else?
I think so.
Should we
I'm ready for top 5.
Top 5 in a perfect transition.
Yes.
To top 5s, worst 5s. Are we just gonna go through all of them each individually, or like
Yeah,
5,
let's-
5, 5, 4, 4,
yeah,
4?
let's do
Worst 5s first.
let's do top 5. Tyler do his top 5, then I'll do my top 5, then you do your top
Yeah, but
5.
the worst or
and
the
then-
best?
And then we'll do worst afterwards.
Also, best ones, and then worst ones.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So your
do-
top 5 best movies. Tyler,
all your top 5s.
that we reviewed this year.
Awesome. All right. So I'm going to go from the bottom to the top. Starting at number 5, Harold and Maude.
Mm.
Great movie. Still sticks with me today. I still think about it. Number 4, Punch Drunk Love.
All right, thank you.
Loved that movie.
And by the way, thank you, Bruce, for Harold and Maude. Bruce is in the chat right now.
Oh, hey, Bruce.
What's like 3 p.m. over there?
Oh yeah, podcast listeners don't even know we're streaming right now.
Oh yeah.
We're
Well, they
streaming
should.
live.
They should if they're following us on any social media. So 5, Harold and Maude. Thank you, Bruce, for that recommendation. I've been meaning to watch it for a long time, and I finally did. I think I'm going to watch it again once I can watch it for free. Number 4, Punch Drunk Love, starring Adam Sandler.
Yes.
That was, I think it was one of his first dramatic roles in film,
Mhm.
and he just hit it out of the park. It was great, and it was really, it's a tight movie.
It's the only movie that I have on my 500 list for this year that I watched back to back twice in a row.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
And it comes as no surprise. It's my own pick.
Number 3, Under the Silver Lake.
Oh, nice.
Love Andrew Garfield's character in that movie.
Was that pick from Adam Murphy? Fan pick?
Yeah, I think it was from local celebrity Adam Murphy. I love this movie. It's such a mind fuck. Like, and not in like the sense of like how it's like it doesn't. I don't even know how to explain it really. Like, it's so hard to explain other than that like it takes all these left turns that you're not expecting, but it keeps you enthralled with the plot because it doesn't drag. Number 2, Primer. My
Ooh.
favorite time traveling movie.
Very nice. That's
Ever.
the fan pick from Michael Greaves,
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. Michael Greaves. Thank you for.
the half-blood prince of half blood related to Joseph.
And of course, number 1, The Master.
Really?
The Master was my favorite movie that we reviewed all year. Like, I can't even gush about it more than I already have on that episode. Like, it's like Joaquin Phoenix, Philip Seymour Hoffman,
Felipe Seymour.
just incredible performances, and I really like the parallels to Scientology because it doesn't even have to be Scientology. It's more just like about being in a cult and like I remember talking in this episode like how like I was actually being like like involved with Philip Seymour Hoffman's like
You were getting conned by him.
yeah his con his like his scam that he was running. Like,
Well, he's very convincing.
he is, and I think that's a really good credit to his acting is that like that it's a scam, but like you're also like falling in love with him at the same time.
What was you think was Last Black Man in San Francisco your number 1 of last year that we reviewed?
I believe so.
That or
Yes.
possibly The Lighthouse, which is a cheat answer because it was your own movie.
No, the last.
That's a good list, though. That's a good list.
The Last Black Man in San Francisco. Like actually, I do have a runner-up though, and that is the Wild Southern Wild
Beast of
Beast of the
Wild.
Southern Wild. Yeah,
Ah.
that's what it was.
That was Joseph's.
That was a runner up. That was an incredible movie.
All right, beautiful. I think, yeah, I'm gonna say for my top 5. It's hard because I don't want to pick any of the movies that I put on the list because there's a lot of them that are just in my top 5 movies of all time. So
Mhm.
It doesn't.
I left off A Fish Called Wanda. I left off MacGruber. I left off Punch Drunk Love and Titan, also Black Dynamite. So those are all my runner-ups. Those are my
Yeah.
Those are my top. That was my number 5. I think The Master. No, Hateful Eight was probably my number 4.
Wow.
Hateful Eight, loved it, so good. I loved Kurt Russell's performance. Just basically the line read when he gets what was it? The Abraham Lincoln letter.
Oh yeah.
When
yeah.
The reveal that the letter is a fake,
Yeah.
and he's visibly hurt. And Samuel L. Jackson like, did I hurt your feelings, tough guy? He goes, as a matter of fact, you did. Like, that dude, that's a man.
That's a manly man.
That mustache could like fucking move mountains.
It could.
Yeah.
I swear to God, it could.
Are mustache rides still a thing?
I mean,
Uh,
in this household,
Who has the mustache?
you can't
Don't worry
see,
about
you
it.
can't see it with my clothes on. Anyways,
Whenever I think of mustache ride, I always just think of that one scene in Super Troopers where the cop is having like a threesome with the 2 German people that he arrested,
Mhm.
and they're like jumping up and down in his bed. And
Oh,
and
yeah.
And he goes, "Who wants a mustache ride?" And they're both like, "I do, I do."
I do. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
Good. Yeah, good scene. Okay, so that's number 4, Hateful Eight. Number 5, or sorry, number 3 would probably be. I mean, I don't have them in any specific order.
Oh.
I'd probably say Life is Beautiful.
Mhm.
Great choice by Joseph. Benito
Roberto Benigni.
Roberto Benigni. And beautiful way of telling a tragic story with humor. So very, very good. And that was a complete like miss in my arsenal of movies. So good on you, Joseph.
That's a good one.
We did technically review Dune, although it wasn't a full episode. It was a field trip, but I could not leave it off. That's my number 3.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Not number 2. You just did your number 3.
Okay, that's my number 2. That's my number 2. And I left off The Master because I don't know. It's just I do love that. Absolutely love that movie, but it wasn't like a new revelation to me or anything. I'd seen it many times
yeah.
before. It's kind of an honorable mention. And my number 1 is Harold and Maude.
Yeah.
Bruce, you did it. You son of a bitch.
You son of a bitch.
You good for nothing, so and so. You did it. Yeah,
Oh, so
absolutely
good.
captured my heart. If I was talking streaming picks, it's funny because like one of my most surprising watches of streaming picks that I watched on my own, which was one of Tyler's, was When Harry Met Sally.
Oh yeah.
And those 2 movies are 2 like classic rom-coms, and I don't really fancy myself a rom-com guy, but
Yeah.
goddamn, they're good.
But they're really well written. That's
Yeah.
that's the difference between all of the other rom-coms is that like they're well written and it's
I guess
pretty
it's,
grounded. Well,
I guess it's kind of like what Tyler with kids movies. He says he doesn't like kids movies, but when a good kids movie comes along, it's like it's fucking good.
yeah, that's true.
But he doesn't like Trolls or something like that. Trolls World
Trolls.
Tour, Romeo and Juliet. Nope. All right, those are mine, and honorable mention for Kate also was
Yeah.
loved Kate quite a bit.
So my top 5, I didn't put them in any order, but I'll try to organize them as I'm saying them. Number 5, I think, is Francis Ha.
Oh, that's a good one.
Listener
I almost put that on my list.
Listener pick from
Javi.
Javier.
Friend of the show, guest
Yeah,
host.
just really, really enjoyed it. I think more than I probably thought I would. Yeah, number 5. Number 4, this movie, I mean, it didn't come out this year, although we reviewed it this year on the field trip. Nomadland was a huge favorite of mine.
Gorgeous.
When it came out. And yeah, I just really, really loved it. Number 3, right? Yeah, number 3, Life is Beautiful. Also, really just like really caught me off guard as to how like wholesome a movie like of that subject matter could be.
Yeah.
You know, and like just really, really sweet and bitter. I hope maybe there's a word for that.
Bittersweet.
It's sweet bitter.
Oh, okay.
Bittersweet.
It's sweet bitter.
Sweet bitter.
Number 3.
That's right.
Yeah. So number 3, Life is Beautiful. Number 2, most recently reviewed, Atonement.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's number 2, huh?
Yeah, never seen it. So like,
oh, wow.
so like I had never seen it before. So it was
incredible.
it was like a spectacle to behold.
Yeah.
Really, really good. And number 1, Dune.
Dune. Hold on a second. Where is it?
Oh,
Jesus.
Yes. Dune was just an incredible movie. Just so
You really love that
so
movie.
fucking good. I don't know how. I mean, the complaint is that I've heard it's like it's a trailer for the next movie. But like, what first movie of a trilogy is not a trailer for the next movie?
Yeah.
It sets you up for the next movie.
I know. Star Wars Episode 4.
I mean,
What the?
I
Rogue One.
I know it didn't have Episode 4 when
I-
they released it, but still.
Yeah.
I mean, I made this argument when we were reviewing Dune and how that Lord of the Rings, The Fellowship of the Ring, could have been a standalone movie.
This
because
could be Dune could be a standalone movie.
That's not true at
yes,
all.
it is.
It says
100%.
It literally says part 1 in the title sequence.
So
What do you mean so?
it doesn't matter. That's irrelevant.
It's irrelevant. Okay.
It's 100% irrelevant.
How I don't. Okay. All right.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what it doesn't say part 1.
Yes, it does.
Does it
Yep.
say part
On
1?
what?
On the opening credits?
Yes, it
On
does.
what I'm
Does it
doing?
say part 1?
It says part 1.
On
It says Dune part 1.
Yes.
It does? Okay, well,
Which is very ballsy because they didn't get greenlit for part 2.
they didn't. They
Yeah.
didn't even secure the
But
funding yet.
I remember because
regardless if it does say that, it doesn't matter.
I'm not saying it's a bad movie. I don't want you to think I'm saying it's a bad movie.
Then why are
I'm
you
just-
being contrarian to me?
I
because we're gabbing and chattering. That's what it's all about.
I do-
Why is Dune not worthy of being a number 1 movie?
just listen to this.
It's incredible.
Mongolian throat singing.
No, I'm
But
not.
in space.
I'm just having. I'm just. We're just talking. We're just talking. That's what
It's
that's
such
what
it's
about.
such a like
Turn that throat singing off.
at the time I couldn't like after the 3rd time I watched it, I still couldn't really find anything
You watched
I
it
did-
3 times.
I didn't like about it.
Uh,
Like I didn't have any complaints, and I haven't read the book, so I don't have any comparisons to make to the book.
Yeah, and
Right.
I haven't read the book or seen the first Dune.
And I was talking to my brother Michael Greaves, about this because he watched it and he's read the book,
Mr. Greaves.
and he had some minor criticisms about like how things are described in the book and how they portray them in the movie, but they're so minor.
yeah.
It's like I don't think that this movie is. I feel like it'd be hard not to be on people's lists.
I know that people go into movies looking for something different every time, right?
Yeah.
Some people want a visual production. Some people want a story. Some people want to get their emotions tickled a little bit. I know friend of the show, VIP on Middle Class Film Class, Bruce, who's incorporated into a number of our sound drops. He says he didn't like Dune because it was all style, no substance, and he did not like the story, and the music hurt his old man ears. So he said no.
Well, that's your problem for being an old man.
Come on, Bruce.
What I will say about Dune is they weren't super exposition-y. Like they weren't like explaining the story like through dialogue. Like you can really like understand what's going on without.
Well, wait. When we reviewed Dune, that was your complaint, is that they didn't explain the story.
Well, I'm a human being. I can change my perspective on things.
Sure.
And when I did reflect on it more, I was like, okay, well, like they didn't really like go too into the story. So, I mean, there's a lot of stuff they have to fill into that whole world. So, like, I mean, I understand some of it. But
Not
yeah.
Dragon Ball Evolution, though. Speaking of which,
Oh, wait, I need to address something. Are you done with your top 5?
Yes.
I need to address something in the chat. For one, Fighter of the Nightman, which I'm assuming is Steve Dayman, is probably who's talking here.
Fighter of the Nightman.
That's the username, Fighter of the Nightman.
Steven?
Fighter of the Nightman.
Like joking because it's
Oh, 'cause all-
Dayman, Fighter of the
Yeah,
Nightman.
yeah, yeah.
Always Sunny.
Joking. Only joking. It says, I'm upset that Don't Tell a Soul didn't make it on any of your lists. It was snubbed at the Oscars and it's snubbed here. Shameful. And then a Digital DeQuinley says Two Towers is the best. And
How dare you?
and
Two Towers is the best.
That's not true at all.
It's 100% is the best.
Oh my god.
and they said, that I thought that was the same person. Russ Omeyer, which is Bruce, the aforementioned Bruce, says, and bagpipes, which Dune has bagpipes.
I know.
And then he also
It's
says,
incredible.
He also says, good thing I couldn't hear that comment with my old man ears. Love you, Bruce. So
Two Towers is the best.
it's funny.
It's a whole different discussion.
Really funny that you say that, Fighter of the Nightman, that Don't Tell a Soul was on anybody's list, because I think it'll make some of our next list.
Oh. Maybe.
I know at least one.
Don't Tell a Soul.
What's our next top 5?
Yeah, so we did our best 5 movies of the year, and
Now we do our worst.
now we're gonna do our top 5 worst movies of the year.
Yes.
Oh, you guys are gonna be upset with me.
Okay.
All right, so this is from a field trip episode. My number 5, and I actually did rank these from like best to worst, or
Okay.
worst to
So this is the
or
best
whatever.
worst movie,
Or
this is the worst.
This is the worst of the worst.
Oh, okay.
All right, so this is from our field trip episode, Army of the Dead.
Mm.
I just really didn't like it that much. It just I don't know, just felt like gum on my shoe.
I like that. I don't know what it means, but I like it.
My 4th movie that I didn't like, Nomadland.
Wow. Really?
Yeah, I think it was just a really empty movie, emotionally and kind of physically too, because there wasn't really like any sort of landscapes or anything like that.
What do you mean?
It was about
What are you talking about?
He's so spoiled on the West Coast that he's like, if it doesn't have fucking palm trees and Mel Gibson surfing on a wave, he doesn't think it's good landscape.
I don't know. It was just boring, and I didn't really I didn't really care about the character. I don't know. Like it didn't do it for me. Like I think it was a beautifully shot film, but like the whole like plot and acting and stuff, it was just like, all right. Oh, man. My 3rd one, The Hateful Eight.
Really?
I did not like The Hateful Eight. I think it had too much substance. That was not interesting. It was too dialogue-ish, and it was very. It was almost like a parody of a Quentin Tarantino movie, and so I didn't, because I love Pulp Fiction and like I love Reservoir Dogs, because he makes those films like he's not even trying.
Okay.
But The Hateful Eight, like it seemed like he was trying too hard, and it just didn't do it too.
What are you writing down?
I'm paring down my list. I have like 9 on my list.
Oh, okay. I thought you were like,
I'm just
you're like okay, okay.
He's writing notes.
I'll bring this up next episode.
And there's a gratuitous amount of N words in there. I didn't like that.
Tyler actually texted me after we watched Hateful Eight and said, not enough N words.
That's not true
And then
at
he
all. How dare you?
proceeded to virtue signal on this show about Tarantino using too many N words.
Oh man.
Okay.
Second movie is Caveman.
Yeah.
That movie just was. It was funny in the sense of how bad it was, and it wasn't even funny bad. It was just like when I was watching it, I was just thinking, what the fuck am I watching right now? Like, are you kidding me? This movie actually got made.
Yeah.
And then my number 1 is Passion of the Christ.
Oh, wow. Really? That's your absolute worst?
Yeah, and that was my
5 was the worst.
I don't think he knows.
No, I'd say. That's right. I got it mixed up. My apologies.
The number 1 is the worst.
Yeah, The ranking on the worst ones
They're
was
all the
kind of
worst.
weird. Yeah, they were all the worst. Yeah, I really did it with the top best. But anyways, yeah, Passion of the Christ was just god awful. It was god awful, anti-Semitic. I mean, a white Jesus, really?
White.
Like,
He's Spanish.
okay, a Spanish Jesus then? Like a Spanish Jesus in the Middle East. Like, come on.
Jesus.
Hey, he's better than Willem Dafoe. He played Jesus
Oh,
in
that's right, he did. I
Scorsese's Jesus picture.
That's right, I forgot.
I don't think
he
you
did
ever
that.
said. I don't think you ever said that if that was a good or bad movie.
I never finished it.
Oh, you did.
I just spot watched a couple things. I was like, it's been on my list for a long time. I just can't bring myself. It's like 2.5 hours. Of,
Yeah, it's long.
It's Harvey Keitel and Willem Dafoe basically.
Who's Harvey Keitel? Judas.
I think so. I think he is. Yeah. What a cast.
Yeah, those are the movies I liked the least of this year that we reviewed. And not to say that I'm not happy that I didn't watch them. I'm glad I watched them, but I don't know. They didn't hit me like the Lighthouse did.
Okay.
Wait. The Lighthouse just came out of nowhere right there.
Yeah. They didn't land on me like the Lighthouse.
That's the comparison.
That's the standard for me.
I thought
They
The
didn't-
Master was the standard.
Oh, that's right. I did say that. I'm forgetting my.
Bruce in the chat says, so Tyler hates Jesus, so close to the Lord's date of birth. That's blasphemy. Blasphemy. I love it.
Well, hey, it's a Christmas episode.
Okay. My bottom 5 is number 5, Destroyer. Did not like.
Oh,
Not a fan. I mean,
really?
not because it wasn't like I liked Nicole Kidman's acting. Her wig just took me so far out of it.
Wait, not worst wigs.
It's worst.
movie.
It's worst wigs for me. The wig wins in this. I mean, it really wasn't bad, but I mean, here's the thing. I took out stuff like The Last Starfighter almost made my list.
Oh, dare you?
Yeah, because it's like
It's a shitty movie.
it's bad. It's a bad movie, but it's like I'm gonna make fun of the first CGI ever on screen. You know, there are limitations for it, and things like one of the ones I cut off was The Human Centipede. Like, yeah, it's a disgusting movie and all that, but I mean, that's what it's meant to be, and it was fine. You know, but I feel like Destroyer really was trying for something big, and it was a big swing and a miss for me.
Yeah.
Their love relationship did not give 2 fucks about. Do not like. Number 4, also Passion of the Christ.
Ah. Yeah.
I don't want to watch 2 hours of Jesus getting flogged, especially on his birthday.
Oh, well, I mean, I don't mind watching that scene. It was just
What?
It just wasn't that bad.
All right, I'm gonna move on so we get less hate mail. Number 3, snubbed at the Oscars. Don't Tell a Soul.
Oh.
Yeah.
Did not like. Poor quality movie.
Yeah.
Although I did think that was one of our more fun episodes.
Yeah.
Listeners and people who are watching us on stream and have not listened to a whole lot of episodes, head to our Facebook page. There's a link to friend of the show Javier made a visual
commentary. He paired our episode, took bits of our episode and paired it with the visuals of the movie.
Yeah.
So like
God, it's so funny.
11-minute video.
took like a 35-minute review of us down to about 11 minutes of some of the best stuff.
I
Right.
watched it like 5 times.
Oh, it's so good. It's so good. So anyways, but yeah, there was a lot of weird choices in that movie that was just
Yeah.
like, who's this for? I mean, and that's kind of like what makes me feel like I don't like a movie. I'm like, if I don't like it, that's fine. But if I can see, this is made for a specific type of person,
Mhm.
just not me. They get bonus points. I don't know who the fuck that's made for. Just like Demonic, my number 2.
Oh, what a good segue.
Who was this made for?
Yeah,
you know,
that was bad.
It's like
That was
there was
bad.
one cool creature in it,
Yeah.
and then like a nonsensical story.
The concept is there. It's just the
Yeah.
execution was.
Yeah, they take a great
poorly-
concept of a story and like this weird technology and stuff, and just did nothing with it. So
Yeah.
that was my number 1 most disappointing movie of the year, but my number 2 worst. But I had such high hopes for it, which made it probably that much more
Everyone did.
aggressive. For
I
me.
liked it.
You did?
Yeah, I did
Did
enjoy
not.
it.
Did not. It was-
Wow.
Me and Bree both were sitting there.
I
Watching
didn't like the
I want-
acting.
I want something to happen.
Oh, I didn't like. Well, no, and there was no known actors
Yeah, I'm
No.
okay with that.
in it, and they weren't that great. but I think everything else is cool.
It's like me, the opposite of like Joseph hated Come True. You didn't like Come True, right?
No, I fucking hate that movie.
Yeah, I love that one, but I hated Demonic.
Also, Jin. I fucking hated Jin.
I love Jin.
Terrible movie.
So anyways, and then my number one, Coal Creek Manor.
Oh,
Jesus
yeah.
Oh,
Christ.
that's the easy one.
Who the? It's bad. It's. I
know you
put the snakes in my house.
Yeah.
Sweaty, drunk Dennis Quaid
Yeah.
trying to fight Deacon Frost.
Running through to the door.
And
Trapped.
Lewis.
Trap. Yeah. So, anyways, those are my bottom 5 of our reviews for the year.
Oh,
Was that in ranking? I
Yes.
guess. Okay.
Don't Tell Soul was the worst.
I didn't. Well, I guess these could be in ranking.
I'm sorry, Coal Creek Manor.
I guess these could be in ranking. So I guess my number 5 is I think this was you said this one. First movie we reviewed of the year, Passion of the Christ.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's all of us is on all of our lists.
Terrible movie.
terrible.
Just terrible to watch.
Is the point of it just to make you feel guilty?
I think
It's
so.
just I don't know.
think
a
so.
read-
That's it.
That's what Christian is.
Christianity is.
Christianity is. It's just
Oh, that's Catholicism.
well, there's the difference.
Tomato, tomato.
Yeah, one has priests, one doesn't. So Passion of the Christ, just the retelling of this fucking story,
Mhm.
and
His fucking story.
it was just done terribly.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
Next one.
Jesus wept when he saw that movie come out.
Next one. Much like the creator of Dragon Ball for Dragon Ball Evolution.
Oh yeah.
My number 4 worst movie, Ricky O.
Oh, that almost made my
Ricky.
list.
Really, just terrible. Just a bad movie, and like it's not even fun to watch.
You hear that, Brandon?
I don't. Okay.
It was just like I don't know. It just wasn't even. It was so over the top.
That was
Like
the
it was, but they took it too far.
Oh, okay.
They took it way too far.
Okay.
And it was almost like Sharknado status, like how
Yeah.
like intentionally bad.
Mhm.
I mean, I know that Sharknado was made 10 years ago or whatever, and then this movie was made in the 80s or the 90s.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
And maybe they were going for something, but I just imagined them on set, like, or writing the story and then like coming up with the effects, like this will be good.
Yeah. This is gonna be good.
Yeah.
Either that or they were trying to like capture the campiness of like other bad movies
Yeah, I don't
that
know.
were unintentional.
How highbrow actually was it when it was made?
Yeah.
Regardless, it was bad.
Okay.
Yeah. So number 3, Caveman,
Yeah.
garbage.
I almost
Yeah.
had that on mine as well, and I felt like it was almost supposed to be like a kids movie, so I left it alone.
Mm.
The way I picked these movies was like how I felt
Yeah,
watching
that's
them.
fair. That's very fair.
Like how I felt watching Don't Tell a Soul. I had a lot of fun watching that movie, even though it was bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And same with Coal Creek Manor.
I wish I would have watched it with the 2 years.
Like it was.
Yeah. That would have been
Like those movies are just fun to make fun of.
Yeah.
These movies are just not. Like I don't want to make fun of them.
Yeah.
They don't deserve your attention.
I'm too just like in awe of how bad it is.
That's funny.
And that applies a lot to my next one, number 2, Human Centipede.
Okay.
Like regardless of the disgusting nature of the movie, minus that, it's just not a good movie.
Mhm.
Like I couldn't find any redeeming qualities about it. Like I couldn't in any technical aspect or creative aspect, storytelling aspect, I didn't really find it that interesting.
Well, there's one positive thing. It's 100% medically accurate. So that's good.
That's
Yeah.
true, Joseph.
It's
It
a documentary more. It's more of a learning tool.
It's like a reenactment. So yeah, that was a bad movie. I almost put Antichrist on the movie, but that has just a little bit more of an artistic integrity to it than Human Centipede. So I didn't make the list, even though I hated it probably just as much.
It's like, fuck you for watching this.
I think the director's Von Trier was like being like he did it on purpose, obviously.
Yeah.
and like how I said in the episode I reviewed it, where it's like, yeah, you like Ron Scher's holding your head towards the screen, just
Yeah, watch this, you bitch.
you fucking pervert, you love this shit. And then spoiler alert for our Dragon Ball Evolution review. Dragon Ball
No, I left it off because we haven't done it yet.
Yeah, I left
it would have
it
been
off
my
too.
number one.
number one.
Dragon Ball Evolution. Oh yeah, for new listeners and streamers, the second half of this episode, which we'll release later in the week or in about an hour from now, if you're watching
Yes.
on the stream, we are going to review Dragon Ball Evolution.
Yes, James Wong directed,
Wong.
and not James Wan, James Wong.
James. Can you imagine?
Bruce says in the chat, so we need to make a Passion of the Human Centipede. That's what I'm hearing.
That's
Passion-
right.
passion
That's
of
right.
the-
That's absolutely correct.
Passion of the Human Caveman.
After they sew them together, the three of them, they're gonna make a giant triple cross. Okay, we're all
No.
going to hell now.
No, what's going to happen is they're going to make a centipede with Jesus and all of the apostles.
Oh my gosh, the 18.
The final sequence.
Yeah.
The final sequence.
So yeah, those are my worst 5 of movies that we reviewed of the year. That was all of our top 5s, best and worst.
Oh man.
What did we learn?
Don't let Tyler pick movies anymore.
Oh, what are you talking about?
Let's see.
Oh, what?
Passion of the Christ, Tyler movie. Ricky O, fan selection. Caveman, fan selection. Human Centipede, Tyler selection.
Yeah.
And your top 5 was you.
And
your
yeah,
number
my
one.
worst one was the movie that I picked.
Yeah. Okay,
My-
so yeah, it's I don't have that much of a bad track record.
Let's see. Our best ones on my list. Atonement was a fan selection, anonymous. Life is Beautiful is me. Dune was just Field Trip. No Land Field Trip. Princess Javier.
Yeah.
So 2 fan picks on my bests.
So really, what this is telling me is that our fans have better taste
And worst taste.
And the worst take.
That's one. Yeah, that's probably my favorite part of the show is just getting slapped in the face with a fan pick that we have know nothing about.
Yeah.
I see Milk Myth in the chat. Milk was on our show for our Man of Steel episode, and also we reviewed Kablooey. You got missed off of our worst list or best list.
Was that this year?
I'm
No,
pretty
that
sure.
was last.
Was it last year? Okay,
Yeah, it was last year.
my bad. Went too far.
So
man.
long ago.
Yeah. Anyways, we doing stream picks still?
Oh yeah. Stream picks. We still got stream picks to do.
Movies.
Friday streaming live on the internet.
Streaming in?
I want my picks back.
Streaming into it.
All right, I don't know who has the fucking pick.
Streaming.
That story is streaming elsewhere.
You found the pick.
All right. Stream picks. Tyler.
All right, so I don't often have a anti-streaming pick,
Oh.
but you guys, you were watching Christmas movies, so I was thinking, you know what, I'll get into the spirit of the holiday season. So I will pick a holiday movie, and I wanted to pick one that was like a bad funny movie,
Mhm.
but it just ended up being bad.
Just bad.
This is 2000. Hold on. Sorry. I think. God, it's not. Oh, 2019's Santa Girl.
Santa Girl.
Yeah, streaming on Netflix.
Oh.
Uh,
Add this to my list.
yeah.
Is this a porn?
No, it is not. Unfortunately.
Okay.
So this movie is about Santa's daughter gets a chance to attend college for one semester in the real world before heading back to the North Pole to
Santa-
fulfill her duties under her father. Now,
Santa fucks.
Santa has a daughter?
Santa fucks.
Literally
Yeah.
fucks.
yeah, he does.
Yeah.
And it's funny that you say that because I said that too when I was watching it.
Either that or there's some sort of weird Christmas magic in play involving
Santa
sperm.
eggs.
Yeah.
He lays eggs.
Yeah.
No, when you watch
Santa eggs.
when you watch this movie, you'll see like
Him and
oh,
the Easter
Santa's
Bunny.
fault.
They both lay eggs.
The gestation period for Easter Bunny it goes all the way up to
Oh, the Easter Bunny lays the eggs for Santa. The birth the baby
Santa
Santas.
fertilizes.
Yeah, that's well.
It's like a fish.
And it's unfortunate too because all the males grow up to be Santa, but that only happens once every 100 years.
Yeah, so the Easter Bunny lays a bunch of eggs, and then Santa splooges all over with his
fertilizes them.
with his eggnog. They call it eggnog for a reason.
He nogs them.
And then leading up to Christmas is the gestation period.
Oh my god.
And all the female eggs turn into Mrs. Clauses. He's got a whole bevy of them. So they're technically it's incest.
It's almost like a prequel to like Rare Exports.
Yeah, it really is. Great pick.
So yeah, this is streaming on Netflix. This movie really sucks, but it's really fun to like do like.
This is your Rodeo and Juliet.
Yeah.
I guess so. But this is it's a fun movie to like make fun of like while you're watching it, but it's not like a movie like you would go and watch again because it's so bad. It's
You got to
good.
have a drink beforehand,
Yeah,
beforehand and during.
yeah, I would say so. That's accurate. So that's streaming on Netflix. Anti-streaming pick. Do not watch that.
But it's on Netflix.
It's on Netflix.
If you want to watch it.
But I do have a streaming pick that I thoroughly enjoyed.
Okay.
This is another Christmas movie called Jack Frost.
Wait,
The horror movie.
Oh,
Jack
okay. I was gonna say,
Yeah.
better goddamn not say
Yeah.
Michael Keaton with that
No,
stove,
not the
with
Mike.
that pork pie hat on.
No, it's the horror movie Jack Frost, and this movie is so freaking good. Like it's so funny, and it really leans into like the campiness of it all, and it's so dumb. Like it's so dumb and funny. It kind of reminds me of like Return of the Living Dead in some aspects, because it's not. It really just isn't trying to take itself seriously, and I really appreciated that. And if you recall, I don't know if you guys recall this, but when I was going to like Hollywood Video, Jack Frost, they had a I think it was the VHS, and Bruce could back me up on this too. There's a VHS case, but it was like a holographic VHS case where like it would have like the normal snowman and then like turn it, and it had like the scary snowman with like the sharp teeth and stuff like
Are
that.
you just assuming that Bruce can back you up on this?
Well, I'm assuming because we have very similar tastes in movies. But so essentially, the movie is about a serial killer who is on his way to get executed, and they're driving through a blizzard to the execution place. I guess I don't know why they're delivering him, but the van, whatever is carrying him, crashes. And then he gets doused in some sort of chemical, and he like sort of dies. And
you're born as a snowman.
Yeah. And then his like,
it's not far off from the Michael Keaton one,
Well,
plot wise.
well,
Isn't his soul going to the snowman?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
He actually dies in the movie too.
Yeah,
The
he
kid becomes an
car crashes.
orphan.
yeah.
Well, no, he has his mom.
Yeah, whatever.
Okay, so and the guy's name is actually
Half
Jack.
orphan.
His name is actually Jack Frost. This chemical basically he like fuses like with his spirit, I guess, like fuses with snow or something, and he can turn into a snowman and melt on command. Like it's ridiculous, but it's a really fun movie, and I was really happy that I watched it. So that's Jack Frost. That's streaming on Amazon Prime.
Okay.
What's the cutoff age for an orphan? Like if both my parents died now, would I be an orphan?
Yes. when your parents both die of old age, you'll be an orphan. So I mean, it's it's usually
What
not.
am I gonna do?
Well, here's the
Who's
thing.
gonna take me in?
Here's the thing. When your
wife
is gonna take me in, the tailor.
Oh,
I guess no, that was a bad joke.
yeah, I just got that.
No, when you're a kid, you don't know. There's nothing else about you interesting, so they just refer to the one like inciting incident in your life. You're like, if a kid has one leg, you're like, oh, there's the kid with the one leg. But when you're 40 years old, if you have one leg, that's probably not the most interesting thing about you.
Yeah,
you're like, oh yeah, he's a chemist or something. Or also he has a one leg. It's like, yeah, your best friend is the only person you know when you're 5. That's not your parents.
Yeah.
By the way, Bruce confirms holographic VHS case.
Ah, I knew it.
And he says that it's confirmed. Also confirmed, I'm old. Okay, so my streaming picks. I have one that you have to pay for, but I encourage other people to do it anyways, and I won't spend a lot of time on it. This is Amadeus.
Yes.
1984.
I watched this movie like 3 times in high school.
Motherfucker, it's so good.
Yeah, it's really good.
So fun. And I was blown away with how ridiculous the character of Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart is. It's a biopic about his rise to power, told through the perspective of his his rival / contemporary Salieri. And both of the actors, I don't really know a whole lot of other things they've done, but
The Solier, he in Last Action Hero, he plays like a cop,
oh, does
a
he?
crooked cop, and the kid is like, "Don't trust him. He killed Mozart."
Oh shit, that's great.
Yeah,
Oh, I didn't know that. I remember that line. I had no idea where it was from.
yeah.
Fuck, that's good. So, anyways, it's up there with Barry Lyndon for me as like this amazing period piece that's just it's set so beautifully, but
Yeah,
unlike Barry Lyndon, it has beautiful.
the opera scenes are
Yeah,
insane.
it's like they put on like 6 or 7 operas throughout the course of the movie, and that's just a part of the plot.
Mhm.
And they're actually performing them. It's fucking amazing. And
Yeah.
the teacher, Mr. Rooney or the principal from Ferris Bueller's Day Off, plays like the ambassador or like the emperor of or what is it, Austria that he's working for essentially. Oh, it's so funny. So yeah, so that's you do have to pay for that, and it's like $4 or something rental. So I mean, but it's absolutely worth it. But
Yeah,
settle in. I watched the director's cut. It was like 2 hours 54 minutes.
really good.
Oh shit, wish it was longer.
Milos Forman.
Yeah. One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest was his top credit. The second one was Amadeus, and I was like, I have to watch it now.
And Man on the Moon.
And then I think it was Man on the Moon then. My next streaming pick is a one that surprised me. I didn't expect very much of it. It was from 2021 on Hulu called Ride the Eagle. This is the Jake Johnson written and I think directed movie from New Girl. He's the main guy with the scruffy face from New Girl.
With like a higher pitched, raspy-ish voice.
Yeah, kind of like a Charlie Day, but more handsome.
Yeah.
And he's got that energy about him. And he also did Let's Be Cops with Marlon Wayans Jr.
Oh, yeah.
Damon,
That's right,
Damon,
he
Damon
did.
Wayans Jr.
Yeah.
So this is about he's kind of a bum. He plays in some bongo band. He plays bongos in some shitty band, and his mom dies, and she's kind of her super crunchy, earthy, hippy dippy type of person, and they didn't really know each other that well. And he gets a message from one of her like hippie friends that she died, and she's gonna leave him the cabin back up in the mountains, but only if he does like this whole list of bullshit. It has like a scavenger hunt essentially. It's like 10 tasks to do, and they're like things, and he doesn't know what they are, but he's like, okay, I'll just go up there and see what it is. And he goes up into this cabin, and it's things like call the one that got away and apologize.
What?
Catch something with your bare hands and eat it. You know, like a fish or something like that.
Oh.
And it's just basically it's like his mother's attempt to try to like reconnect with her son and instill some sort of values that she wasn't able to do when she was alive to him now that she's dead. And she died of cancer, so she saw it coming, and she made this video. And the mom is Susan Sarandon, who I love. So
Is this sounds like a comedy.
it is a comedy.
Okay.
It is a comedy. It's fun and it's funny. And J.K. Simmons plays a jilted lover of his wife or his mom that thinks that he's the young buck that's coming to fuck her. And the whole time he's like, "Who the fuck are you? You're just some fuck boy. You're the flavor of the week. Yeah, you're gonna be long gone, and I'm gonna be left taking care of her, wiping away your tears. You son of a bitch!" On the phone. And he's like, "Who is this?" Not knowing that it's her son.
Oh man, that
So-
sounds funny.
It was kind of like a 3-star movie for me for a lot of it, like 3.5. It was good and fun and good enough, but kind of paint by numbers. But the ending really nailed it super well and had me in tears. So that was really good. That's on Hulu. It's called Ride the Eagle.
All right.
And then one last one, which was I liked again a lot more than I expected. Not a new release. It's from 2006. Is The Devil Wears Prada, streaming on Stars, and I watched it on DVD because Brianna has it. But it's Anne Hathaway and Meryl Streep.
Yeah.
Anne Hathaway plays a
Stanley Tucci.
yes, he is.
Okay.
And he's fucking fantastic. Also, Emily Blunt, one of the first movies she was in.
Oh yes, she plays like the assistant or something.
Yeah.
She's the main assistant to Meryl Streep, who is like this fashion icon. She runs the most famous fashion newspaper or magazine or whatever.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And all fashion is based off of
Her opinion.
her opinion. Exactly. Yeah, you seen this one?
I only seen it once, but it was a long time ago.
Yeah, it was. I mean, it was cheesy, and it was definitely like a
2006.
Yeah, 2006. Yeah,
Definitely 2006.
and the soundtrack feels like a 2006 soundtrack. That was the one thing that was like pretty bad about it, was the soundtrack. Like there's scenes that you're like, this music does not fit at all.
And I think
Wow.
Anne Hathaway was coming off of the high of
Princess
that-
Diaries.
Yes. No. What? Is that what it's
I
called?
think it is.
Princess Diaries.
Yeah.
Oh
so-
yeah, Princess Diaries.
But so, anyways, I really enjoyed it quite a bit. It shows it's kind of a good commentary on, the work and personal life relationship, and that we all go through. Everybody goes through. You have a decision to make about how much time you dedicate to your personal life, how much dedicate to your work life, and what is it realistic for your friends to understand that or not understand that, or kick your friendship out, kick you out of the friendship or the relationship or whatever because of your decisions. So, I mean, it was really interesting, and it doesn't give you, what I liked about it is it doesn't give you a clear-cut answer, and you keep thinking the whole time that Meryl Streep is the bad guy because she's this old bitch that's bossing everybody around.
Yeah.
But it sharpens, much like Whiplash, it sharpens Dan Hathaway into a much more useful tool.
Yeah.
And you keep thinking, she's got to have a redeeming quality about it. She's got to show. She's going to be nice to her next scene. And then it just shits on her one more time again, and worse this time. It's so good. So it's only streaming on Stars anywhere, but that would be one if you're on Amazon Prime. It's like a $4 rental. It's worth the watch.
Awesome.
All right. I got a few things here. So the beginning of the week, I watched a movie that I've been wanting to watch since it came out in 2015. And this is a retelling of Macbeth called Macbeth, starring Michael Fassbender and Marion Cotillard.
What year is this?
2015.
Oh, okay.
And
Retelling of Macbeth.
Yeah.
Titled Macbeth.
yeah, so it's Macbeth. It's a Scottish play, Shakespeare. It's a Shakespeare play, one of his most famous and most violent plays. And it tells the story of Macbeth in Scotland, and Michael Fassbender playing the titular Macbeth, Marion Cotillard playing Lady Macbeth, and a surprise appearance before pre-Midsummer from Dollar Store Chris Pratt.
Oh, really?
Playing
an average white guy.
playing the son of Duncan, the king that Macbeth kills.
Oh.
And that basically is the story of Macbeth. Like,
Okay.
Macbeth kills the king.
Hey, spoilers. I've
To-
never heard of this movie.
That's okay. So Macbeth kills the king to become the king, so that his the son doesn't take over. And basically, it's a version of Macbeth where it's like Michael Fassbender's portrayal is like he suffers from PTSD of like all the war that he's fought. And
Is it still set in Shakespearean time? Or
yeah, this
medieval?
is medieval
Okay.
Scotland. And this is a cinematographer's movie because the shots in this movie are amazing. Like the lighting, and there's some like really great like Von Trier-esque like slow-mo shots, like especially like during a battle. It like cuts from like super slow-mo side angle of like the both sides running at each other with the swords. Really great. This was streaming on HBO Max. It is a kind of a chore to watch because they don't forgive the language, like the Shakespearean language, and it's very like, what are you saying? I don't know what that means. Like, so that and in that aspect, it's a little bit hard to watch because like the language that they use, like kind of like The Witch, like it's very like old, ye old.
Yeah.
It's like that. Subtitles.
Yeah, those definitely can be a chore, and even with subtitles.
Yeah, so it's a little less than 2 hours, but I would recommend it. It's a very visually pleasing movie. It looks great, and like the act, like obviously Fassbender and Marion Cotillard, two like top tier actors, do a dynamite job on this.
Anybody else of note in it besides Dollar Store Chris Pratt?
We have so Sean Harris. He played the king in The Green Knight.
Okay, yeah.
He always plays in he plays Macduff, and David Thewlis from Harry Potter.
Yeah, I like him.
Let's see who else we got here. One of the Andys from Hot Fuzz. The one who goes, I know.
Oh,
when he's told he has a
the guy with the
mustache.
mustache.
Yeah, and then Jack Rayner from Midsummer.
That's his name, Jack Rayner.
Jack Rayner, yeah. And that's pretty much the main people that you see. Cool. There's a really pretty great like end battle scene.
You want to scratch that itch for the medieval stuff?
Yeah, and the Shakespearean stuff. Sweet. Yeah, it may not please the people who are fans of the play. I was reading some reviews, and like they're like, this is the worst adaptation of Macbeth I've ever seen. The play is so much better, and I don't care.
Yeah.
This is the movie. This is the medium for me.
I don't care.
So this is what I like.
Awesome.
You know. So that was top of the week. The next one, I think Tyler Stream picked this one last year during this time. The Santa Claus.
Oh yeah, the
Santa Claus.
unintentional horror movie.
The Tim Allen movie,
Yeah.
where it was like, it's pretty much like an infection, like a virus being Santa Claus.
Armand Asante.
And it was like that movie Clown.
Yeah.
Where he becomes a
Yes,
clown. It's like a PG version of that. And it gets kind of like, it gets kind of scary, like when he like is like trying to shave his face, he starts getting all the weight. And,
Yeah.
like he like is doing everything he can to like have his own appearance, but it's just the Santa Claus appearance.
Yeah.
Very body horror.
But like in the lightest form, the most non-graphic form ever.
It's Santa.
Yeah, it's Santa, you know. But it's a 90s, like a pinnacle 90s Christmas movie with Tim Allen, and
Dad burnt the turkey.
yeah, it's definitely
Tim Allen's he's good. He's such a good like physical comedian.
yeah,
And he's like the funny uncle or funny dad that you never had.
the funny
or whatever.
Republican uncle.
Yeah, that's all.
Yeah.
The Republican.
Yeah, Republican.
We're gonna work on that. We'll workshop that.
And part of it was like, part of me when I was watching it, kind of like how like Tyler brought up the whole like virus thing, how Santa Claus is a virus.
Yeah.
Part of me was like, what if like my take was that what if it's like, because nobody believes that he's Santa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's like I am Santa. Like he's becoming Santa.
Yeah.
Right. My take was that like it's almost like he's not Santa, but he truly like he's the one that fell off the roof and hit his head, and now he believes that he's Santa. So he's like from his point of view. So like to us, like he's gained all this weight just magically, you know, but like he's just been fucking eating so much and like growing his hair out and stuff and dyeing
He's
it
delusional.
and like in the dyeing scene he dyes it white instead of like he dyes it dark and it goes back to white.
I'm in big trouble.
And like everybody else is like trying to help him. And he's like, no, I'm Santa. And like all the factory of the elves is just like his imagination.
No, that's him at the mental ward. They put him in for a weekend just to see if he's gonna.
It's almost like
danger to himself.
it's like Shutter Island.
Yeah.
And the kid like the mom tells the kid like just play along. This is our last chance where we have to lobotomize him.
Neil's the guy who's gonna do the lobotomy.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I love that. Oh man, that's so good.
That was my theory.
man.
Good interpretation.
It's movies. Interpret yourself. And then my last stream pick, another Christmas movie, probably one of the best, if not the best version of Christmas movie is The Muppet Christmas Carol.
Hell yeah.
A perfect film, starring the Muppets and Michael Caine as Ebenezer Scrooge, and Gonzo as Charles Dickens, and Rizzo the Rat as Rizzo the Rat. It is a just fantastical,
So sweet.
version of this movie, and it's so funny.
Yeah.
And my take on this is that Ebenezer Scrooge. This could be just a take on the Christmas Carol story in general, because there's so many different versions of it. Is that Scrooge becomes a socialist at the end of the movie? Because in this movie, there's a line where Michael Caine says, "Share the wealth, share the wealth," and that's basically the premise of socialism.
Hell yeah.
And I was like, good on Jim Henson. Actually, Brian Henson, he directed this.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a Christmas Carol, Muppet version. Can't go wrong. It's just the music is so
Is
good.
there any other human actors in it that we would know? Because usually they have like an all-star cast.
No, just Michael Caine, and then there's like a younger version of him, and then there's like he has a son, and then his son's wife. I don't know who they are. Yeah, it's mainly just the Muppets.
The Muppets. That's all you need.
That's all you need.
All right.
A damn near, if not perfect, movie.
All right.
Yes,
We good to wrap up?
I
we
think so.
are.
Okay. So, for the people streaming, we're going to take a 10-minute break here so we can grab some water, hit the bathroom, and we'll be back for the second half where we're going to review the worst movie, in Joseph's opinion, that we've reviewed all year, Dragon Ball Evolution.
Oh,
Which is his choice.
To end the year.
Yes. And for those listening at home through the podcast, thank you for listening. We'll catch you later on in the week on Wednesday when we review Dragon Ball Evolution.
Yes.
So if you want your movie chosen on the Wheel of Destiny, send us an email, mcfcpodcast@gmail.com, and follow us on Facebook, facebook.com/mcfcpodcast.
And follow us on Twitter at Podcast MCFC.
Please follow us on Instagram at Middle Class Film Class and leave us a voicemail, why don't you, at 209-730-6010.
So Merry Christmas to all, and all a good night for till 10 minutes from now.
See ya.
See ya. Oh, man. This fun.
It's restarted on its own.
Yeah, well, there's a whole
Yeah, season one.
season one.
Oh, fuck, they put a fur on there this time.
Welcome back to the second half of today's Middle Class Film Class.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Middle Class Film Class. I'm your host, Joseph.
I'm Tyler.
And I'm Peter.
And on this episode, the Wheel of Destiny landed on my pick, Dragon Ball Evolution.
In an ancient time, Earth was nearly destroyed. By man, but by gods from the sky. 7 mystics banded together to fight the invaders. They created the Dragon Balls. Spring. Battle for our world. Sucks. Will begin. Dragon Ball Evolution.
Yep. I couldn't help the name. I can't help but thinking of Dance Dance Revolution. And I used to work at a bowling alley, and in the bowling alley, the loudest game was Dance Dance Revolution, and it would say all the time when no one was using it,
I just have to say
Dance Dance Revolution.
When nobody was using it?
Yeah, just to like get you to come over there.
Yeah.
Then I kept saying that to Brianna throughout the whole movie. Dragon Ball Evolution.
I just have to say, I think it's hilarious that you almost, Joseph, couldn't even say the name without laughing.
Yep. Dragon
Why?
Ball Evolution. Movie.
Yeah, why this?
I don't know. There is, so what happened, why this movie popped onto my mental radar was I was scrolling through Instagram and I saw a recut of the scene where he fights the high schoolers when he goes to the party.
Okay.
And where he's on the yellow car and he slides his head
across it,
across the top of the
weirdest shot.
And
So many strange
the way
shots
that
in
this person recut that scene was, I wish I saved it, but I don't have it anymore. And I don't know how I would find it.
Yeah.
Is that like every time like he like dodges an attack, it just cuts to his head sliding back and forth across to the
That's hilarious.
and his head rubbing on the car. And so that's why it appeared to me.
I've seen that one scene before as well.
Mhm.
In I believe it was in a compilation of like worst fight scenes in cinema.
Yes.
Because the whole time I was thinking this movie is bizarre. I can't believe anybody made this movie. And then who gave this movie money?
Yes.
And then or this money movie. And then it got to that scene. I was like, wait, have I seen this before? I know I've seen this scene before. I
Yeah.
had to have seen this scene before.
So the plot of Dragon Ball Evolution, the young warrior Son Goku sets out on a quest, racing against time and the vengeful King Piccolo to collect a set of 7 magical orbs known as the Dragon Balls that will grant their wielder unlimited power. Unlimited power. Much like Palpatine.
Unlimited power.
It's actually really funny that you say just like Palpatine, because I took notes for this movie. And there is a specific scene. Where is it? Go ahead and keep going. I'll see if I can find it.
So this was directed by James Wong, director of Final Destination 1, Final Destination 3, and some other ones.
Executive producer of X-Files.
Producer of X-Files.
Which we found is a strange parody between the guy that did Black Christmas.
The 2006.
Yeah, the 06 Black Christmas.
'Cause he was a writer for Final Destination 1 and 3. And X-Files, I think.
Yeah.
Well, he was on X-Files somehow. So yeah, directed by James Wong, starring Justin Chatwin.
Oh my gosh, I'm sorry. Someone in the chat found that file, the YouTube clip.
Wonderful.
We will absolutely. This was Fighter of the Nightman found the clip. Thank you very much, whoever that is, and we're going to put that on the Facebook page.
Yes.
Facebook.com/MCFC podcast.
So this stars Justin Chatwin, Billy Joe Armstrong lookalike.
Yeah, really.
And
seriously, absolutely.
James Marsters, Chow Yun Fat from Bulletproof Monk fame.
Hard-boiled fame.
Sean William Scott duo movie. And
Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon.
Emmy Rossum
Yeah.
from Phantom of the Opera. And
Shameless.
Oh, that was after.
This it's funny because the guy that plays Goku is also in season 1 of Shameless.
Oh yeah, and they
That's
play
right.
they play
their
lovers.
romantic interest.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. I remember the first season.
He looks much better in Shameless. He looks like he's grown into his body.
The first he looks like a hobbit in this movie.
He looks like his head is swollen in this one.
He looks like it could be a hobbit.
Yeah, I think he
Like
is.
an extra.
He may actually be a hobbit. They use forced perspective to make everybody else look his height.
Yes. And a producer on this movie, produced by Stephen Chow.
Who's that?
Kung Fu Hustle,
Oh, okay.
Shaolin Soccer. That's Stephen
Wow.
Chow.
That one.
Surprising that he would associate himself with this movie. Yeah, it's a movie that we watched.
Technically, I mean,
It's an hour 25 minutes. Thank God, not longer than a second longer.
Yeah.
But let's get some initial thoughts. Has anybody seen this before?
Can I interject
Okay.
before we do it? Because we have to address the Santa Claus in the room. This is a Christmas episode.
The Santa Clauses.
The ho ho ho's we hear.
Ho, ho, ho.
Two
Yes.
Santas and one Black Peter that are in the room right
Yes.
now. Pietro Schwarza. But it's a Christmas episode, and I have gifts for you both.
What?
Yes, I do.
Oh.
And I figured it's our stream, so what better way to celebrate than open our gifts on stream? So
All right.
this one is for Joseph. You can do yours first.
I might. Oh, it feels like a video game or a movie or something.
It's almost like it's a appropriate movie for a movie gift for a movie podcast.
I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna open it here.
Yeah,
Open it like an animal.
Get the ASMR.
Oh, the Snyder cut.
Well, actually, I don't know if it is a Snyder cut.
It says Zack
I
Snyder's Justice League.
I sure hope
Actually, you know what?
That's what I'm saying. I don't know if it is or not, but it's in 4K. That's the point.
Let's see here.
I looked.
Let's look at the runtime
Yeah,
on this.
is it 5 hours?
It's 4x3, which is Snyder cut.
I looked.
242 minutes.
I think
that's 4 hours.
Yeah, so
I
180.
mean, look at the color scheme on the cover. Like, that's definitely got to be the Snyder cut.
It's 4 hours. So
wonderful.
Good.
Thank you so much.
And it's 4K.
Wonder I can watch it in glorious 4K.
I know
now.
I saw it on sale on Amazon for Prime Day, and I was like, 4K. Joseph would love this, and it was deep discount.
Wonderful.
Oh,
Thank you
This
so
is for
much.
Tyler. You're welcome. Happy Christmas. Happy Yule.
Yeah.
Happy Christmas, Harry.
Oh, Pete, you shouldn't have.
Like you really shouldn't.
I know, get on the mic. Get the ASMR going.
All right, let's see. I'm just going to open up like an animal.
What is that? I can't see the laptop. I'm gonna watch this stream.
Yeah.
All right, take it easy.
Damn it.
It's a Dragon Ball.
It's what does Emmy Rossum call it? A Mobius orb or some shit like
The
that.
Promethean orb or something.
Oh yeah.
All right, so it's...
Open it up. Show it to the camera.
It's
a Christmas ornament.
It's a Bruce Lee.
Bruce Lee. Bruce Willis.
Sorry.
Here, let me see it. Let me show Joseph.
It's Bruce Willis in the vent of Die Hard.
Oh, it's an ornament.
Oh,
That's cool.
awesome. I'm gonna put it on my tree.
Yeah.
Oh, that's incredible.
Very
Thank you
cool.
so much.
And the tie-in to the show. The tie-in to the show is
like the movie.
yeah.
It's like you're in the movie now.
Hold on a second. You gotta say the famous line. Now I know what a TV dinner feels like. This was made by friend of the show, Joel Shinneman.
Oh,
Handmade on his Etsy shop.
the forger.
Oh.
Yeah, smashy forge.
Well, thank
Yes.
you, Joel, and thank you, Pete. I really, really love it.
Yeah, Merry Christmas.
Yes, thank you. Well, we didn't bring your gifts, so
That's okay. That's okay. I had.
now I'm embarrassed.
No, it's okay. We did not plan for this. It's just a surprise, as they say. But yeah, now we can get back to the film of the year, Dragon Ball Evolution.
Justice League. Oh,
That might make my top 10 in 2021, though.
wonderful.
Not Dragon Ball.
Yeah. No. So Dragon Ball Evolution has a badge of 2.5 out of 10 on IMDb.
Impressive.
I went on IMDb and we found the.
Did Michael Elliott review this?
No, he did not.
Oh,
Oh, damn it.
No, he reviewed a lot of stuff I've watched this week, but not this. And but the funny thing is, it has a more like this. People who liked Dragon Ball Evolution also liked, and I'm going to read the list of movies that it recommends.
Okay.
And their IMDb rating. Daniel the Wizard, 1.7. From Justin to Kelly, 2.1. Going Overboard with the Adam Sandler lookalike. Oh, it is Adam Sandler. Oh my God, this must be a really
Dragon
early
Ball
1.8 IMDb.
Evolution was nominated for an award.
Is it a Razzie?
It was a Golden Schmo.
Oh, that's like a Razzie.
Nominated for worst movie of the year.
I think it's like Schmo's Nose movies.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Epic Movie, 2.4
Oh.
on IMDb. Who's Your Caddy, 2.2.
Oh,
Disaster
I remember
movie.
that movie.
Disaster Movie, 1.9. Date Movie, 2.8.
Okay.
And then it actually has some good ones like The Real Dragon Ball, 8.5.
Oh,
Dragon Ball Z, 8.7.
the show.
Yeah, the show.
Yeah.
And then Rollerball, starring Chris Klein, 3.1.
Rollerball.
Alone in the Dark, 2.4. Glitter, starring Mariah Carey, 2.3. House of the Dead, 2.1.
If you like Dragon Ball, you'll love Glitter.
If you like Dragon Ball, you'll also like Battlefield Earth,
No.
2.5.
Oh,
and
boy.
Geely.
Oh,
I-
Geely.
I feel like all these are just shitty movies that people are like, well, if you like watching crappy movies and laughing at it,
I've
watch-
only heard
watch
Geely is shitty. I've never actually seen it.
I've seen like half of it. It's fucking terrible.
Well, to piggyback off of your bit, I actually have a bit
It's not a
too.
bit. It's a reality.
So,
Real life.
so for new listeners and our streamers, sometimes I like to read the worst reviews of movies on IMDb.
Wait, before we do that,
Okay.
initial thoughts.
Okay.
And then we'll
sure.
go into
Sure,
that.
sure.
All right. Fine. All right.
Yes.
Fine.
I don't want to hear what other people think. I want to hear what you think.
All right. Well, my initial thoughts. Yeah. This was an impressive movie in the sense that I never knew I could watch such an unforgettable movie that I had to watch it twice for the show.
Unforgettable.
Or I mean, not unforgettable, a forgettable movie that I had to watch it twice.
Mhm.
This movie was like I watched. Okay, so
You watched it twice this week?
yes, this week. So I
Back
watched.
to back.
So in preparation for the show, I was like, okay, I'm gonna watch it tonight on Friday night,
Mhm.
and I was like, oh man, this was really god awful.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Fell asleep, and I woke up like around like 6 a.m. and I was like, oh no, I forgot what the movie was about. I can't go into the show not knowing what the movie is.
Is this
not
your
about.
first movie you've watched this year back to back?
Yeah.
You watched 2 times in a row with no other movies in between?
Yes.
Mine was
Yes.
Punch Drunk Love. Yours was Dragon Ball Evolution.
Yeah. That's how forgettable this the movie was.
Oh,
and
boy.
and I got really anxious because I was like, I can't go into the show not knowing what I'm talking about. So I watched it again. And it's my brain was fighting to have the memory of this movie stick because it is so it's so forgettable and just not great.
Mhm.
And I appreciate, like I always say with bad movies, I appreciate all the BTLs who make this movie happen. But at the same time, good Lord, like this must have ruined some people's careers.
Well, I'm gonna go over some trivia
Okay.
after we do this.
Yeah.
Okay.
About that.
Okay.
Great.
But
That-
yeah,
Initial thoughts. That was your initial thoughts.
so yeah, not great, not good.
Not good, but not bad.
Yeah, well, it was bad. It was
Okay.
bad.
My initial thought was that this was a doomed project in the beginning.
Yes. Much like the Avatar movie.
Which one?
The Last Airbender.
I was literally think the entire time I was thinking of Avatar: The Last Airbender, the Shyamalan movie, and it was like that mixed with I don't know, like they were trying to be funny. Like there is if you watch Dragon Ball Z, the character of like Master Roshi is always goofing on people. He's he's super like over the top. He's like a buff ass old guy. And first of all, it's like he's not even old in this. It's just Chow Yun Fat with a Hawaiian shirt on.
Yeah.
So they missed a lot of things. But then I was like, you know what? He's probably my favorite character in the movie. I turned the corner on him a little bit.
Yeah.
But the tone is there was no tone to nail.
Right.
Everybody's like half smirking throughout the entire time. Like, isn't this so fun? Isn't this so funny?
Yeah.
Isn't it crazy we're doing a Dragon Ball movie? That's crazy.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, isn't it weird we got the lead singer of Green Day to be Goku? That's wild. And it was like it had no soul to it.
No substance.
Yeah, and they got a fucking white guy that looked like Jim Carrey from The Mask playing Piccolo. Piccolo's black. Everyone knows that.
Piccolo's not black, he's green.
Whatever you say, Joseph. That dude is black.
He's a pickle.
He's a
Funniest
tiny
shit I've ever seen.
He's a tiny yeah, he's a pickle. Hey, look, I'm Piccolo. But yeah, I don't know, man. It was like I don't know what it was supposed to be. I don't know if it was supposed to be it was like half CGI, green screened everywhere, and like very little the fight scenes were bad, the acting was bad, the relationships had no like development at all.
Yeah.
What's the love interest's name though? The actress.
Chi-Chi.
Yeah, Chi-Chi. Who the actress that played Chi-Chi, gorgeous. She was my favorite part in it because I was like, at least they have like a charismatic, beautiful lead. Yeah. And but even their like romance, there was no romance there. It was like, you know, it was almost like I don't know if the world people just accept the fact that there's magical mysticism and ninja powers and shooting fireballs at your ass or whatever.
Yeah.
Or if that's a revelation to people, because the people at school seemed very shocked that he could fight.
Yeah, yeah.
And you're like, is that unusual that he can fight or not? I mean, I'm getting too far into it, but
I was confused about that too. I was like, what's the is it known here? Like the ancient lore of the world and like how it was, like how the guy describes in the trailer how it was like almost destroyed by these people.
Yeah. They do very little setup there. So I mean, worse than being bad, it was confusing too, on top of it, you know. I mean, it was bad, but it's like there's a lot of bad movies, but it was also confusing and had no direction or heart or soul. So yeah, it's not good. Not really even worth watching to make fun of.
No.
So not Joseph.
Yeah. It was bad. It was really bad. Bad. Really, really, really bad. And I'm glad that I did not pull a Tyler and have to watch it again. Because I think that it's a movie you watch it on an evening or whatever, go to sleep, you immediately forgot that you watched that movie.
That's exactly what happened.
Yeah.
That's exactly what happened.
And I'm sure we'll forget about this after, but I mean, now we have it recorded, our thoughts on it, so we don't ever have to
talk for 30 minutes about it, so it's going to burn into our memories.
Repeat. We don't have to repeat to people what we say. Just go listen to this. Yeah. Those are our thoughts.
I like to think of this show somewhat of a service. We bring streaming picks to people, tell them about news in the movie world and upcoming projects, get people hyped up and stuff.
We're recording history.
Yeah. Yeah. What we do, and I'm not understating this or overstating this, is super important.
Well, I mean, we're responsible for the Renaissance.
That's true.
So
that's not true. But
that is absolutely true.
But just as much as it is a service to recommend a good movie, it's a service to also recommend to stay away from movie. And it's like there's not a whole lot of redeeming qualities about this piece of shit.
Yeah. I'm
sorry for everyone who worked on it.
Yeah, so this is a movie that should be forgotten. If it hasn't been forgotten already,
it's a stain
in our time, within the threads of time, should be erased from history. Not a good movie. That was my initial thought.
Okay.
I knew that it wasn't going to be a good movie, but I didn't know it was going to be not that good of a not good movie.
I liked the Avatar: The Last Airbender like twice as much as I like this, and I did not like that movie. It was not good. It was not a good movie, but it was like more of a kids movie than anything. And I think people were just shitting on it because of how good the show was, and it's also just kind of
this is follows in the same trap. It's a
Yeah.
very popular, renowned anime.
Yeah. Probably the most well-known anime to non-anime fans too.
Yes.
Yeah.
You can just mention Dragon Ball, be like, oh, I've heard of that
Yeah.
at least.
Yeah.
Besides
You know,
Pokemon.
I would watch it, but it was usually because it was in front of a show that I actually wanted to watch.
Sure.
Or
Or like, ooh, Dragon Ball's on. I wonder if they're going to do anything. But no, he's just charging his Kamehameha.
Just charging for 3
Charging.
episodes.
Yeah.
And next time on Dragon Ball Z, something I like to say sometimes when it comes to D&D campaigns or hanging out next time, you know.
Dragon Ball's in the zeitgeist.
Yeah.
It's impossible to not know
Yeah.
about it. And then you make this movie and it's like, I mean, it's destined to fail. It's a cursed project.
Yes.
But then again, I don't know.
Like video game movies.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, for the most part. I mean, I can't think of a good one.
Mortal Kombat, the new one.
Yeah, I guess
I mean,
so.
it still is not like a great movie, but it was probably the best version of a
Video game
movie. Yeah.
but also the bar is very low.
Yeah.
Sure. He used to walk
It really
right over,
is.
step right over that bar.
Yeah. Tyler, regale us with your what are you gonna do? The best reviews for this terrible movie?
Yeah, because
10 stars.
yeah, for our new listeners out there and everyone who's watching our stream, usually on certain occasions, I will read the worst reviews of objectively good movies, which is kind of hilarious. But then I was thinking, well, who liked this movie?
Yeah.
And so
Emmy Rossum's mom.
I'm gonna make it quick, just because of time constraints. So I picked out my favorite comment or my favorite review on IMDb. It's a 10 out of 10. The title is Too Good for Our Eyes.
Oh.
Amazing movie, stuck close to the original manga and anime source material.
God.
In parentheses, I watched 2 episodes of Dragon Ball GT, so I know what I'm talking about.
Okay, so this is a ironic review.
A one-of-a-kind perfect movie with no clear problems in my eyes. Perfect cast and very, very accurate representations of the character in Dragon Ball Z.
My God.
Amazing CGI, amazing costume work, deserves Best Picture and Best Costume Design,
Okay.
along with hundreds of other awards. I would give it an 11 out of 10 if I could. I thought that was
That's a troll.
That guy's reaching.
Yeah, that's
with
a
the
troll.
awards.
well to put a little bit, sprinkle a little bit of my favorite context. Most of the 10 out of 10 comments were kind of like
Satire.
that.
They
Yeah.
were-
But
yes.
I thought that one was the funniest.
There are no genuine positive reviews.
No.
It's probably the best review you're going to get. It's going to be like, it's not that bad.
Yeah.
I mean, it's bad, but it's not 2.5 bad.
I just wanted to read a funny one.
Yeah.
In the chat, Fighter of the Nightman said the new Sonic movie wasn't bad. One of the better video game movies. And,
Yes.
and I agree.
yes.
100%.
Sonic.
The new Sonic was great.
Oh, the trailer for Sonic 2 played in front of No Way Home last night.
Jim Carrey, man.
And
Ugh.
I was like, yeah, I'll watch it. I won't go to the theater,
no.
but I'll watch it at home.
I'll wait till it's streaming. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I have notes.
Notes.
I have notes about Dragon Ball Evolution. So
Okay.
let me get into these notes. I
Yes,
have.
please. I don't even know where to start.
Okay, opening scene. Who the fuck is that guy? That's Goku. That's from Brianna. Brianna says, that's Goku. And I said, fuck no. They did not cast that fucking guy as Goku. Is Goku white?
No.
He's white in this?
I mean,
He's got an Asian grandpa.
I know. Make no damn sense.
I know. At least in Jackie Chan movies, he's the uncle is the same nationality.
Yeah.
There's a bad ADR for the grandpa. This
Uh-huh.
old master who's the grandpa looks like he has talks with a thick Chinese accent, but they ADR'd like a white accent over him.
What about the whole thing where they say the first rule is there are no rules?
Yes, I have that line here.
Like, what does that mean? What?
Billy,
That's a rule in its own.
Billy Joel should have stuck to pop punk. Why is his grandpa Asian? Piccolo looks like the Mask. He's on an airship that looks like a cutscene from Final Fantasy VII.
Yeah.
The fight scene out front of the party with the high schoolers. For one, those high schoolers are not. They are intimidating physically, but they look like a but they look like a bunch of goons, like dope, like complete dopes.
Yes.
Not intimidating, like mentally at all. Like wouldn't be actually afraid of them. And it kind of reminded me that fight scene outside of the party. Kind of reminded me of like those old school side scroller video games where you're like walking from screen to screen and then just thugs come out of nowhere.
Oh, yeah.
And like the ones with the orange jacket have pipes.
Oh, yeah.
The ones with the green jackets.
Oh, kind
jump.
of like man, what's that game called? I can't remember.
Streets of Rage.
Oh,
or
Streets of
something.
Rage. Yeah. But I found it interesting in that fight scene too, where there was like one or two of the goons. They did like this like crouching tiger, hidden dragon kick, and and to
straight up flying.
They
kick.
can fight apparently.
Yeah,
it's like they were doing that move.
Yeah, exactly. It was really all over the place with whether or not these kids know like about chi.
Yeah.
Or what
Ki.
have you? Or
yeah,
ki.
they call it ki.
Oh, ki. Okay.
Which I guess is different than chi.
And I just don't understand like why.
Because there's Chi-Chi, the actress,
Yeah.
the character.
And I don't understand why Chi-Chi was hanging around that crowd, because like if she is a master of that art, she would understand like not to hang out with such ignorant assholes that bullies people.
Yeah.
And that wasn't even really a fight scene too. Like he wasn't fighting, he was just dodging them and making them hit each other.
He said, I promised I wouldn't fight.
Yeah.
And he didn't.
I feel like that was one of the worst fight scenes I've ever seen. It was bad.
The head sliding
The
on
head,
the car.
the head slide. And
I laughed at that. That was funny.
I do like that the film, like whoever was working the camera or setting up the shots and stuff was really trying to do some big things to try to elevate it a little bit. Like there was some unnecessary like overhead shots that came out of nowhere for like half a second and then would go back to normal. But I mean, the fight scene was like, you have to have at least one good long uncut shot of two people going back and forth, or even just dodging back for a long periods of time without heavy edits and camera moves, or else the audience realizes that it's just bullshit.
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna take one punch and then cut. Then we're gonna take one swing and then cut again. There's gonna be another kick and then a cut.
Yeah.
It's like, and you were gonna cut it together and it's gonna look seamless, except for it does. It looks terrible.
It does. It really does.
We're getting schooled in the chat. Goku's an alien. No joke.
Oh,
Well, yeah,
He's a Saiyan.
He's a Saiyan, but they don't.
But Saiyans are. Well, I guess it doesn't really. Like Saiyans are white.
He's an alien.
Okay, continuing to my notes. The casting call for Grandpa must have been Karate Guy Fieri. And they found Chow Yun Fat, frosted his tips, and put him in a Hawaiian shirt.
One ticket to Flavor Town, please.
Master Roshi is Chow Yun Fat. I've never hated him as much in any role. I usually love Chow Yun Fat. And at the beginning, when I first saw him, I'm like, why did he sing to this? Why did he do this? But then again,
I know he had Bulletproof Monk.
I was gonna say, then again, there's a lot of really bad like Chinese like action movies that come out that we'll never see. They're just so cheesy and bad. So a lot of jib shots. Here's the line: Piccolo has somehow escaped when they're sitting at the fire. It's just like
Palpatine turned.
Yeah.
Somehow Palpatine has returned. Poor Oscar Isaac.
Yeah, near the end, or I guess somewhere in the middle, they go to Mustafar, which is cool. The lava planet from Star Wars.
Oh, yeah, I know. There's really like that transition to them going to that place is just so hard. Like I was like, what the fuck? Like what? When did this happen? I had to rewind like a lot through this movie to make sure like I wasn't missing anything.
And there was a number of musical stings in the score that reminded me of Tim Burton Batman. Like clear, like full phrases that were like na 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 na.
Oh yeah.
And you're like, wow, that's. I was getting something from the kitchen when the movie was on, like getting a glass of water or something. And I had my back turned to the TV, and I'm like, "Are we what? Did you change the channel to Batman or something?" Let's see, the lighting and blowing out the torches scene. You could tell that was supposed to be something very romantic, and like this is the big moment, and it was really cheesy and really not good.
Yeah,
it's like both of those people have never experienced flirting in their life. It's like aliens, which ironically Goku is an alien.
Yeah,
trying to flirt. And you're like, what is, I don't know.
But that would be fine if they established that in the beginning of the movie.
What if but what happens if I light all 6 of them and I take 6 steps? Well, then you'll be right next to me. Okay.
Like, yeah.
Cool.
You know, the problem I have with Goku and Chi-Chi's like relationship too is they establish that Goku is an outsider to this group of kids, which they're going to like a high school that has like probably over like 2,000 kids, and he's like focused on this group of kids because they're kind of bullying them.
Well, they ran over his bike.
Which was
That's a dick move.
Well, like that guy fucking fucked up his front end, running over his electric bike.
Also, doesn't even comment about that. You'd think he would say, "Oh, all right, Parker, you hit my front of my car," or whatever.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, too, like that scene where where Goku is riding his electric bike through the traffic, like that was so jarring because that bike like had no business being in that scene. Like it looked like James Wong. He was like, "Oh, hey, that bike right over there. Yeah, let's get it.
The first bike he could see.
Yeah, just the first bike that he saw. It looked so unnatural and uncomfortable.
Either it takes place like it just obviously in an alternate Earth or like the future.
It felt like the Starship Troopers.
Yeah,
Like that
it
era.
definitely did feel like Starship Troopers.
What did the bully call him? Giku?
Giku, yeah, Giku.
Oh, come here, Giku.
I think I call him Geeko or something.
Geeko, maybe.
So
very clever.
Yeah, very.
What a dickhead. Great A writing.
I mean, the problem I have with this movie, though, is that it's
the one problem.
What's your one problem?
I didn't say the one. I said
you said the.
You said Jet Li, the one.
Oh, okay.
Problem.
Okay. One of the myriad of problems that I have with this movie.
How about just say another problem?
Yeah.
Another problem I have with this movie is it's based off of the anime Dragon Ball, not Dragon Ball Z, not all the other ones. It's the first iteration of the series, Dragon Ball. And the problem with trying to like make how do I say it? Trying to represent like what they do in the anime, like God damn it, the characterizations or whatever,
the portrayals.
Yes, I don't know why I couldn't think of that word. The portrayals from anime to real life is that anime is ridiculous, and you accept that, and it's comedic because it's animated. When you see it in real life, it just does not come off like as funny. Like it just comes off as really awkward and weird.
Well, you have to do something to style the movie so that you expect that, like they did in the Wachowskis' Speed Racer. You're in that world and you're like, okay, this is a fucking comic book, or this is a cartoon. This is a Japanese anime cartoon.
Yeah,
it's for sure. I mean, there's no doubting it. You're not in the same reality. But this, they don't even attempt to take you out of it.
Yes. And like with Master Roshi, is like he's portrayed as a kind of like a pervy old man in the anime, and they try to do that in this movie, but it just does not land, and it just comes off as very weird and jarring and like just unnatural.
Yeah.
And there's actually another scene too where they go to that city where Goku is eating that turkey drumstick.
Yeah.
In the anime, one of the things that they do is when Goku eats, like he eats like ravenous, like he's just like rah, 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 rah.
Yeah, he scarfs it down.
This guy, he was like trying to do that, but he was also trying to be subdued while eating. And it just was like, it was like this weird in between where he was just like, he was taking these big bites and then he was just like calm, and it's just like, come on, now lean into it.
Well, that is probably the main problem with the movie as a whole, is that it doesn't know what it's trying to be. Is it a superhero movie? Is it an action movie? Is it a kung fu movie? Is it a supernatural? Is it a comic book? Is it a alien invasion movie? Is it a romance?
It didn't stick to a tone.
No tone at all. More notes. All caps. They use guns in this?
Oh yeah.
There's guns.
Burma. What's her name? Blurma?
Blurma. It's Bulma.
Bulma, yeah, that's it. Bulma shoots people. She smokes a fool.
Yeah.
Yeah, she has a gun, and
she kills Goku.
And then the other girl has a gun. The girl on the bad side.
Oh yeah, whatever her name is.
I don't even think they establish her name in the movie.
When the clone Jamie Chung scene, that's the actress's name, Jamie Chung.
Chi-Chi.
Yeah. Gave me the strangest yet most understandable boner.
Very annihilation-y.
Yeah, but hot.
Yeah, and not terrifying.
Master Roshi brings Goku back to life, which was kind of cool. Doesn't he? Oh no! Master Roshi gets brought back to life by Goku.
Yeah.
Wait, no, don't they both do it both? Doesn't Master Roshi bring him back to life when he gets shot with a pistol by that chick?
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Somehow,
Some
because I remember Goku's like off in some dreamland, all blue dreamland,
Yeah,
talking to
with
his
his-
grandpa.
Like in Wakanda when
oh no, he does the Kamehameha thing.
Yeah,
to
and brings him
and
back to life.
It's like a spiritual like paddle boards.
And then later on in the end of the movie, Goku returns a favor, but he's weak, so he can't do it himself. So he wastes a fucking wish from the dragon.
Oh.
I know he had. It's not just a wish; it's the perfect wish. So that means like there's no like
Selfishness.
Yeah, or you know how like if you wish something and if you're not too specific about it, it can like do something bad.
Oh yeah, the monkey paw syndrome.
Yeah, so it's actually a perfect wish that has no strings attached to it, and he brings back Roshi. Like you could have anything
You
you
just
wanted.
met the guy.
I know.
Okay, bring back your grandpa. How about that?
I know. Oh my god, yeah. Why didn't he
Asshole.
bring his grandpa back?
Sorry, grandpa. This dude I just met is really cool. I'm gonna bring him back instead.
Oh man.
And then also in the scene when he gets all the 7 Dragon Balls, it looks like the graphics look like when you get a strike at a bowling alley. The dragon comes out and the tower comes up from the ground, and you're
strike.
yeah, you got a strike.
Do you guys know what the dragon looks like in the anime?
Yeah.
I was really sad that they didn't like try to recreate that. It was just kind of like a generic dragon they got
It
from.
was kind of close to the anime. I mean, they didn't try that hard.
You were sad, as everything else you've seen in the movie. You were still sad about that.
Well, I mean, I'm a fan.
I can't believe that this movie that was doing so well didn't portray the dragon.
Not my
accurately.
words. I didn't say it was doing well. I just wish there was some redeeming
That's what you
quality for
implied,
the.
though.
that is the one redeeming quality that they still could have done is at least style the dragon right. Hey, they got
Yeah.
the balls right.
They did.
The balls looked like Dragon Balls.
Spherical.
Yeah, they have the
There's
little
orange.
the little.
I thought they'd be bigger.
Yeah, they're pretty small.
Well, in the cartoon or the anime, they're bigger.
Are they?
Yeah,
Yeah, they're like
bowling balls,
they're not like bowling balls.
Like a volleyball.
like bocce balls.
Yeah, they're. I'm not sure.
It's like the size of a really big grapefruit.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean, I know they fit like in a chest or something like that.
yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like, again, it's impressive how forgettable this movie is.
Mm.
Like, I've never had to watch a movie twice because I
Because
forgot
he
what
wanted
was
to
happening.
remember it.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, going on to like post movie and like
Sure.
what it meant
What it
for
did,
everybody else,
how it ruined careers.
was involved. Just some things here. Dragon Ball creator Akira Toriyama was initially supportive of the announcement of a live action adaptation of a Dragon Ball movie and asked fans to treat the film as a different interpretation of his work.
Okay.
But after watching the film, he was so horrified at this adaptation of his work that he decided to revive the series with with the animated film Dragon Ball Z Battle of Gods, which came out in 2013. He later revealed that he wasn't allowed to have any creative input on the film, and all of his suggestions were rejected. I assume on Evolution.
Evolution, yeah.
James Marsters, the actor who plays Piccolo, has expressed his hatred for the film, and Emmy Rossum named it the movie in her career that people shouldn't watch. She also mentioned that the movie is even worse if you watch it while stoned.
Oh wow.
It's even worse. So when you're stoned.
So Tyler, how was it? Was it really bad?
Oh yeah, it was.
Did you watch it stoned and not stoned?
No, I don't take the gauge or grasp or whatever you call it.
This movie was not screened for critics.
What?
Which essentially means they
Usually a good sign.
that's essentially like it's like that you don't get pre-screeners. You have to watch it when it's released.
Yes.
Yeah. When it comes release the day before release, 0 reviews online.
I'm just thinking
Woof.
of like that behind the scenes scene in Star Wars. I think it was episode 1 where one of the EPs is watching like one of the cuts of the movie, and he like has his like hand like over his forehead, and he's just like, Jesus goddamn Christ, what have I done?
Screenwriter Ben Ramsey has apologized for the film
Just to humankind.
and admitted that he got death threats from Dragon Ball fans since
I'm
its
not
release.
surprised.
He also admitted to only having written the film for a paycheck.
Oh,
Well,
that's
Sometimes art pays the bills.
shame on you, Ben Ramsey.
yeah.
George Lucas was considered to direct this film back in 2002.
And instead, he went on to make Avatar.
That's James Cameron.
What?
That's you said James Cameron, right?
No, George Lucas.
Oh, George Lucas. I don't know why I get those two mixed in my head.
Two old white folks.
One of them's talented. and the other
Ron
one's
Perlman
rich.
was considered. Oh no, he was offered the role of Piccolo, and turned it down. Thank God to do Hellboy 2.
Oh, yeah,
Oh,
nice.
yeah.
Such a better movie.
Yeah.
This is the third live action adaptation of Akira Toriyama's Dragon Ball manga. There were 2 other films before this, both of which were unlicensed and thus unofficial
I see.
adaptations. Let's see here. I know I have some other stuff here. I have found this website called awfulmovies.myrahees.org.
Okay.
What? Okay.
Myra
And it's almost like a Wikipedia-esque format.
Sure.
Okay.
And so this category, why it's one big disrespectful mess. And it's like a list.
This is just pertaining to Dragon Ball.
Yes, specifically Dragon Ball Evolution.
Okay.
Very, very poor acting. Obviously, we discussed that.
Yeah.
Terrible fight choreography. Pete mentioned that. And an extremely poor grasp on the source material.
Yes.
It doesn't follow any of the plots from the manga or the anime series. This is in this one says in the original manga and anime, Goku is a naive. This person used a different word. Little person-sized 12-year-old kid who has no idea what a girl is and never had any proper schooling. But in this film, Goku is a tall, angsty 18-year-old bullied high school student who already has a crush on Chi-Chi. He also is a disrespectful team captain who is a racist and sings in high school instead of the iconic character from the show that would never do.
Yeah.
He's racist?
I don't remember a scene where he comes off as racist. Maybe just, I don't know. You got?
I didn't catch that.
See, we're already forgetting the movie while we're talking about it. It's amazing.
In a scene where Goku uses the Kamehameha, he randomly starts flying up into Lord Piccolo for no reason whatsoever. Uzaru is in this film barely, and Uzaru in this film barely resembles the manga version of him.
Who is Uzaru?
Wasn't he it was Piccolo, and then there was that almost like kind of ape-looking creature.
Oh, is that like what he turns into? What
Goku
turns into?
Yeah. Well, I mean, Goku he turns into a monk or an ape when the full moon comes about. But the design of Uzaru is such a ripoff of Zod from the manga Berserk. And I was appalled that they ripped that off.
And here's a category: redeeming qualities.
Okay.
Good soundtrack composed by Brian Tyler.
Brian Tyler.
I think they're referring to the score of the movie and not the music choices.
Okay.
Yeah.
Chow Yun-Fat is pretty good as Master Roshi, even if he doesn't remotely look like his original counterpart.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was good.
Yamcha, Roshi, Grandpa Gohan, and Piccolo are the only likable characters.
Piccolo is likable. He kills all the fish to get the one ball.
Well, compared to the rest of them, maybe he is, I guess. James Marsters, pretty good at Piccolo, according to this. Huge fan of, he is a huge fan of Dragon Ball series, and you can tell he had a lot of fun playing Piccolo.
I think he did fine for what he was given.
He would later go on to voice Zamasu in Dragon Ball Super. Under the credit of David Gray, so a different name, change his name.
Yeah. Change his name. Trivia in the chat. There are 2 types of Dragon Balls. One is palm sized and they live on Earth. The quote unquote bowling ball sized ones are from planet Namek, which is the Frieza saga.
Oh, okay.
There we go. Thank you.
Yeah. It was poorly received, I think.
For good reason.
I think people were anticipating a poor reception.
I mean,
Can we never watch this again?
I will never watch. I mean,
Absolutely.
Can we ban talking about this on the show?
Let's
I-
watch good movies from now on.
I'm like, I'm
Joseph,
literally,
I think this is your egg you just laid
Yes.
for us. This is the dog.
I'm literally forgetting about the movie as we talk about it. Like, I
Okay.
didn't even know that was possible.
It's Dragon Ball.
Dragon Ball.
Something. yeah.
What?
Devil. I can't remember the name of it now.
I don't know.
The movie you just watched.
Yeah, it was something. It was
I watched it
something
last night.
Dragon Bell.
Yeah, I had just a day at work. Just a day. It was not bad. It was just long, really long. It was probably
And then you
Us-
capped it off with Dragon Ball Evolution.
not even that. I was like a 14-hour day at work. Left. Didn't really know what to do for dinner, and Bree had already eaten, so it was really late. So I went to Old Town Pizza, had some beer, had some pizza, stuffed myself on meatball pizza. Came home, watched Dragon Ball, cursed my life, went to sleep. In that order. I said, "What? What? The fuck is this shit? Movie sucks."
What has my life become?
No, but I really, some of my funnest memories of this show and this last year and the last 2+ years we've been doing this show is just ripping apart some of these shitty movies. So
Yes.
it's
That's what we're here for.
I don't care as much shit as we give Tyler for it. This time it was Joseph. So
Yes.
fuck you very much, Joseph.
But I'm allowed to do it
Yeah,
since I don't put these kinds of movies on.
Oh, that's
it's a
right,
once in
okay.
it's a sprinkling.
Yeah.
It's a
Not every movie.
it's like
put on the wheel.
How dare you? That's not me.
what's a flavor that's good in moderation? Cinnamon.
Pralines and dick.
It's like cinnamon's good in the right scenario with just the right amount.
Too much.
You put cinnamon on your I don't know, pancakes. No, that's a bad one. That's
Maybe
actually
just
good.
cinnamon on your mashed potatoes.
Yeah, cinnamon mashed potatoes, cinnamon on your
Corn.
steak or corn or something like that.
What are you doing with your life?
I know that's bad. Tyler likes to just give us cinnamon all the time, no matter what.
I just take it by the spoonful.
That's
baby.
right. You do that cinnamon challenge where you put the whole thing in your mouth and
Yeah,
cough like a maniac.
Yeah, but
Sometimes
it's
I'll
not-
throw a Tide Pod on.
But it's not. Yeah, it's not even a challenge for me. That's just what I do.
It's my life.
That's my life. Yeah.
It's like taking shots of apple cider vinegar over and over and over and over again.
Oh, you take shots? I just drink it out of the bottle.
Straight from the bottle, baby.
Oh,
Yeah.
God. Barf inducing.
Anything else?
I don't think
I have
so.
nothing else to say about Dragon Ball Evolution.
Yeah, I mean, like I was really trying to reach for something to talk about.
I'm
but
surprised
it's-
Milk hasn't said anything in the chat about this. He's a manga and anime guy.
I don't know. This movie is just it's offensive to the source material.
Do you want? Yeah. Do we want to do final wrap ups?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. Yeah, let's do it.
And we could get a new thing on the wheel.
All right. Grades. Time for grades.
All right. Well, my grade is a solid F. There are no redeeming qualities to this movie, and I'm already forgetting about it, which is amazing. I didn't know my brain could do that in such a quick amount of time.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay. I say D.
Wow.
Yeah.
Four.
That's a high grade.
D for
I'm giving it to you.
I don't know.
Passing on the battalion.
Okay, let's see. What can I give this a D for? D for
Don't go for the obvious.
Dagobah.
Dagobah? No. D for Dick. I don't know. What are you thinking?
Well, the title of the movie, Dragon Ball.
Oh yeah. I always think of Dragon Ball starts with a G in my head.
What?
Dragon Ball.
Actually pronounced Dragon Ball.
Yeah. It's actually a J. I'm sorry. It's a G or a J, depending on if it's a GIF or a GIF. Dragon Ball G.
Oh, my God.
No, I give it a D. I mean, there was a couple nuggets of okay stuff in there, like when they fall down the well or in the hole, and then Roshi jumps out of nowhere and scares the shit out of that guy. I thought that was kind of funny.
Yeah.
And I mean, there was a couple bits in it that made me laugh, and I wasn't rolling my eyes the entire time. Probably 92% of the time, I was rolling my eyes. My retinas are feeling the burn today. But yeah, not good. Don't watch it. There's so much better things you could do with your life.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's bad. So D.
Bad. Yeah, I'm gonna give it an F as well. F for Frieza. But I don't even think is it even in this movie.
And speaking,
No, he's
speaking of
not.
which, in after we finished watching it, we saw a trailer for the 2022 Dragon Ball Z movie that's coming out.
Wait, there's
animated?
another one?
It's an animated one. It's a CGI live action.
Like a 3D animated, like a Toy Story.
No, it's like Marvel, where it's like live action, but there's a lot of CGI in it.
oh, so okay,
Yeah, so it's like quote unquote live action.
like the live action remake of Lion King.
Yeah, and it does not have the budget that Jon Favreau would get. So
Yeah.
the CGI looks good, but
Not
good.
not great.
Yeah.
Yeah. So F, bad all around. Never watching it again. Probably
Yeah.
gonna forget about it. F for forgettable.
This is
There you
there
go.
we go.
F for
God.
forgettable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This would be a great movie to assign someone you don't like.
Yes.
Keep this in your back pocket with Alone in the Dark. Movies that you can like assign to someone for like a punishment. For
Somebody you
something.
don't like. It's just
Yeah.
like, okay, have you seen? Oh, you should watch it.
Oh, it's great.
Yeah, you'll like
You will definitely forget it. You never forget? Yep.
Yep.
Said what I said.
Yeah. So yeah, that was Dragon Ball Evolution, and now it's time for the wheel.
One wheel, 8 slots, 3 hosts. This is the Wheel of Destiny.
Okay. Dragon Ball Evolution off the wheel for Joseph. That was a fast on and off.
Thank God.
In
Actually,
the,
I'm glad that it went on and off so quickly.
looming
Yeah.
overhead. Okay, Joseph, do you have a replacement for us?
Yes, and I had forgotten that I needed to do that until just now. So luckily, I found one quickly.
Okay.
Looking for your
Can't
marker.
find my marker. Oh, thanks.
He's been twiddling it this whole time.
Okay.
Yeah,
No,
so
that's
I do,
actually my marker, but yeah.
I do have a replacement movie. Very different. Good, actually.
Okay.
I think. This is a movie that I saw 10 years ago. That's when it came out, 2011. It is called Martha, Marcy May, Marlene. This is an early Elizabeth Olsen feature starring Sarah Paulson, John Hawkes, and Christopher Abbott. Those are the top. Oh, and also Hugh Dancy.
Martha, Marley, May, Marlene.
Martha, Marcy, May, Marlene. Marcy. And this is a very kind of harder to watch movie. Basically, it's about main character Elizabeth Olsen, who her name is Martha. She plays Martha. And she is basically haunted by painful memories of being in a cult.
Okay.
Anyway,
Go ahead.
yeah. So she's haunted by painful memories of being in a cult. She has sent like it's almost like it's a movie that kind of cuts back to present day and flashbacks. And she's trying to basically reacclimate to the real world, and it's a very kind of dark movie.
It's dark. It sounds like a fun like romp.
No.
Okay. And it's a very long and confusing name. So
Martha, Marcy, May, Marlene.
all right.
You understand why.
Recapping on the wheel. So for new listeners or streamers that are watching now, we have 8 slots on the wheel, 3 of us. So we all have 2 picks each, and then we fill in the rest with fan picks. If you want your movie on the fan pick list to be chosen at random, if it lands on the fan picks wheel, mcfcpodcast@gmail.com. So send us a message on the Facebook page. You can go on mcfcpodcast.com, whatever you like. Just get it to us through one of our channels. All right, we're gonna give it a spin. This is what we watch next week.
I can see it on the Zoom. What's it gonna be?
Twilight.
Oh,
It is
we
Twilight.
get to start off the year strong.
Woohoo! Yes, and we
2
are
bad movies in a row.
yeah we are gonna take
right.
we're gonna take the next 2 weeks off officially with the regular scheduled programming,
Yes,
just to finish off the year, spend time with our families and stuff. So we're not gonna record anything on Christmas Day.
Yeah, we're not gonna watch any movies or be required to watch any movies and then review them the following day.
Yeah, so we're gonna come back. It'll be basically the first of the year, the first week of the year. You'll get some new content from us. But I am gonna produce something since the equipment's here. I'll do a wrap up for my Quest for 500. Release something like that. Some of them, maybe my streaming picks or whatever.
Yeah.
But we're not gonna get together and do a big thing out of it. So we're gonna take the time off and be with the family.
Yes. So have a happy holiday, whatever it is you celebrate, and also a happy New Year.
Yeah. If you're Yule-ish, happy Yule.
Yule-ish. Yule-ish, Jewish, Drewish. Your name is Drew.
Yeah. All right.
Have a good one.
Anything else?
No.
I think that's it.
Good. All right. So until next time, thank you for joining us for Dragon Ball Evolution, worst of the year for Joseph, chosen by Joseph, and we appreciate you being on stream and listening on the podcast. So you know how to get in touch with us to submit a movie for the fan pick. I just went over that, but Joseph, what do you got?
Follow us on Twitter at PodcastMCFC.
Please follow us on Instagram at Middle Class Film Class. Leave us a voicemail, why don't you? It'd be nice to hear it. 209-730-6010.
Alrighty. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. We'll see you next time.
See ya.
See ya.
Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. That's Middle Class Film Class. We're done for the moment, but oh boy, we've got so much coming up this evening. 7 o'clock. We've got 2 debuts this evening. 7 o'clock, it's One Fall Improv. It's improv based on the crazy world of professional wrestling. 8 p.m., it's Warm Takes with Emma and Corey. 9 p.m., the debut of Hello Variety. It's a variety comedy showcase. Check it out. Come here live. Why not? Or watch it at home. Whichever you prefer. We've got you covered. That's going to be it for us. Come back here at 7 o'clock. Have a good afternoon, everybody.